another way to the road? You know another way? Good. Come on in. Don't stand there. Look, you show me how to get out of here. I'll give you $1. $3. $3? Why, yeah, all right.
Just say the first thing that pops into your mind. You sold me a crummy watch. I want my money back.
You know what you can do with that watch? Stick it up your ass.
Good.
You smoke this, and be sure you get the smoke deep down into your lungs.
I don't smoke.
It's tobacco. It's one of the healthiest things for your body. Now go ahead. You need all the strength you can get.
Now jump up in the air and put it in the basket, Chief. Jump up and dunk it in. Jump up in the air and stuff that son of a bitch in there.
The whole world's gone crazy! Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rule? Market zero! You think I'm fucking around here, market zero? You hear that, Dad? You're gonna pay! He's a molester! He's a child molester!
Why do you suggest kidnapping the child of a celebrity?
Basket! Hit me, Chief! Hit me, baby! Put it in the basket, Chief! Put it in the basket!
Living on the road, my friend, was gonna keep you free and clean. And now you wear your skin like iron, and your breath as hard as kerosene. You weren't your mama's only boy, but her favorite one, it seemed. She began to cry when you said goodbye. Sank into your dream. Pancho was a bandit boy. His horse was fast as polished steel. He wore his gun outside his pants for all the honest world to feel. Pancho met his match, you know, on the deserts down in Mexico. Nobody heard his dying words. Oh, but that's the way it goes. All the federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him slip away. Out of kindness, I suppose. Lefty, he can't sing the blues all night long like he used to. The dusty Pancho bit down south ended up and left his mouth. The day they laid poor Pancho low, Lefty split for Ohio, where he got the bread to go. Nobody knows. All the federales say they could have had him any day. We only let him slip away. Out of kindness, I suppose.
Pancho fell and left his living in a cheap hotel. The desert's quiet, Cleveland's cold, and so the story ends, we're told. Pancho needs your prayers, it's true, to save a few for Lefty too. He only did what he had to do.
right, it's the Ron and Fez show. I'm Ron, there's Fez.
Hiya, buddies.
And that was XM Radio's own Willie Nelson. I'm going to point this out to you folks. I'm going to say it once and then drop it here at XM Radio. We love the weed and we love the shrooms. So let's not make a big deal out of it. We're not bothering anybody. But every day we want a little bit of weed and a little bit of mushrooms.
Willie got cited again. The tour bus was getting a routine inspection in Louisiana, and they found a pound.
What's a routine inspection? Fucking pulled over for having some country-ass bus. There's no routine inspection.
And I guess when the door opened, a cloud of smoke hit the officer.
All right, but see, here's the thing. Routine inspection, what does that mean? I'm checking to see if the bus is in order?
Yeah.
Well, what does it matter if someone's smoking pot in the back?
That's what they got. And they started going through the luggage, found the weed and the shrooms.
Why wouldn't he? He's on the road. Everybody who's on the road needs a fucking pound and a half of pot, and then you're going to have some mushrooms. You never like a snack when you're traveling?
These were illegal mushrooms. These weren't portobellos.
All right, how can you tell one mushroom from the other? You know the difference between illegal mushrooms and regular mushrooms?
No.
What time of the day you pick them? It's the same fucking mushroom. You just got to get up at dawn. All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Fez, I don't mean to snap at you on this.
Oh, that's okay.
I just don't like to see Willie picked on. Not at all.
If someone in Louisiana pulled me over for anything, I would just constantly do this. Why aren't you more busy fixing that damn city?
Well, yes, unless you had a pound and a half of pot and you're tripping on shrooms. Here's Cash. Cash, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I just wanted to thank Earl for a good introduction today. I think he does a knockout job every day, but exceptional today.
It was a great song you picked, too, Earl. You know who wrote that song, Fez?
No.
Earl, you got the answer?
Townes Van Zandt.
Very good. Earl's picking up the early Spirit Award.
Man.
Townes Van Zandt. That's when I really liked country music, too. There's a period of country music, that whole outlaw thing, I thought was great. This shit they're doing now, I don't even understand it. Dixie Riddle cups with a fucking banjo. It's just silly.
You don't like the truck ads that they put out as songs?
I don't even understand it. Here's Liam. Liam, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you, pal?
What's going on, Ronnie?
You, my pal.
I got a story, bro. You might not like it because I'm a Mets fan, right? And last night, this is absolutely true, man. I was at Chase Stadium before the game, about 5:30, got some beers, trying to tailgate before we clinched the NL East, right?
Yeah.
You're not allowed to drink beers in the parking lot. I got 5 plastic cups, 3 beers, The cop car rolls by. Because of 3 beers, next thing you know, the car's getting searched. They find a half a gram of weed, man. My half gram of weed that I had in my bag.
Your emergency weed.
Not even my emergency weed, my celebration weed. We had a bottle of champagne on ice, too.
Sure.
Got put in handcuffs in the back of a police car. They ended up letting me go because I told them that I had to, where my weed was. My friend, not so fortunate, tried to say he didn't have anything. Ended up getting taken down to some jail in Astoria, Queens. Didn't even get let out that night. Missed the whole game. But it's all good. The Mets won. We had the champagne afterwards. Division champs, baby.
Yeah, I like the fact you can sit there and sitting there sipping champagne while your friend is in some Astoria prison. Which, by the way, Astoria prison, redundant. Let's just say Astoria, and we know you mean jailhouse. Where Dave lives over there, you might as well be in Midnight Express. Every once in a while, his girlfriend comes by, puts her tits on his window while he runs a quick batch crying.
It's the Dark Ages. I don't think they've gotten the power back there yet.
Yeah, I don't get it.
From this past summer.
I don't get it. I don't know why anybody has to worry. What's the difference? It's a plant. It's 2006. We've got major problems in this world. Some little old man riding around with a ponytail, smoking pot and eating shrooms. I don't see why you should be bothered.
So they think he's going to get off with a fine. Of course, the most for Willie could be 6 months in jail. That won't happen.
Yeah, why? The place will go crazy?
Yeah, they're not going to lock up Willie Nelson.
Let's face it, the shrooms is not as easy as the weed thing. But I'm sure they got somebody in the crew willing to say those were mine. But you know what I loved about this story? They mentioned everybody that was busted on the bus. And it went from like age 50 to age 75. This is where the world is now. That people 75 will still roll one up. I mean, Willie's 73.
Right.
And he enjoys some golf and, one-hitter. What's the big deal?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's the seniors that should be against pot anymore. Because they grew up with it.
Who cares what anyone is doing? It isn't so much about the thing. Everybody wants to stop everyone else from having fun. Everybody else wants to say what everybody else should be doing. Just pay attention to your own house. What do you care? Stop with your stupid laws.
I think people think like if pot became legal, they would be forced to smoke it. I think for some reason that's in the back of their mind, that they would just see weed everywhere now. And that people will come into their house smoking it and blowing the smoke in their faces.
John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, hey, just wanted to say that 2 nights ago on the Colbert Report, he has a guest, Toby Keith, country singer.
Mm-hmm.
Toby Keith starts rambling on about how he goes on Willie's bus, smokes a huge amount of pot, and how there's always pot on Willie's bus. 2 days later, Willie's busted.
Well, I mean, Willie is not a guy who's worried about the fact that people know that he gets high or not. I mean, he admitted that he smoked pot in Jimmy Carter's White House, went up on the roof, sparked one up, came downstairs, slayed, fucking totally kicked ass.
Yeah, it's probably one of the worst kept secrets if Toby Keith thinks he's letting something out of the bag.
Well, the thing that he says, he doesn't even, Toby Keith, because I saw the thing, he says he doesn't even smoke pot. But you get on that bus, and of course you're going to smoke some. You got to have the story. Who wouldn't want to have that story? You're out at dinner, you say to your friends, one time I was on Willie Nelson's bus smoking pot. You'd be able to hear a pin drop in the fucking restaurant. Guys at tables next to you are going to be leaning in. What was that old stockbroker commercial, Fez? My broker is...
Oh, E.F. Hutton.
Yeah, whatever happened to that?
And what E.F. Hutton says...
Yeah. Jason, you're on Ron and Fez. Go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, I went on Willie's bus on a backstage tour one time, and we were back there. Next thing you know, they kicked us off the bus because I think they were getting ready to partake.
Well, get rid of the guys, leave the chicks. Any bus is going to do that. Here's, let me go over here to Steve. Steve, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
How you doing, guys?
Don't worry about it.
Hey, it's funny you brought this up. Weed was on last night on IFC, and I just wanted to say, there's nothing wrong with weed. I'm tired of all these people saying there is. I grew up with it in my house around my parents. Now I smoke it with my parents. That's all I have to say.
There was always those parents in the neighborhood, always one mom who would be fucking smoking pot with you. You would say the cool mom, but she definitely wasn't. She was more earth mama, saggy titties. Sooner or later is going to end up blowing one of her son's friends.
Yeah, we had that mom. She was the divorcee mom in the in the neighborhood.
It's either divorcee mom or the mom whose husband travels. And then she's tired of her sons bringing studs home. Sure, you guys stay here and drink beer. Let me show you upstairs. Let me show you everything we have here.
She was the one that would bum cigarettes off of kids, too.
How old were you at the time?
Probably like 9th grade, so probably like 14, 15.
Ooh, so you're really coming out here. So I'm smoking Marlboros. Girls, should we have a cigarette? And what were you doing then? You listen to R.E.M.?
Yeah.
Fuck, when you were in 9th grade, you probably listened to Al Jolson.
Not that old.
Really?
Yes, really.
Maybe that heart attack aged you. There's President Bush in front of the UN Assembly. He has got this town so tied up right now. You can't move in this town.
Yeah, somehow they tied up the traffic on Roosevelt Island even for Bush visiting the UN last night.
Lee, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I met Willie Nelson about a month ago. He came through here and played a concert. Signed a copy of High Times magazine he was on the cover of.
Nice.
Coolest guy I've ever met. Hell, I'm high right now.
Sure, thank you.
Of course.
866-RON-0-FEZ, but it's never going to become illegal in this country because we're Quakers. There's something deeply wrong with us.
There's a fear there. There's a fear of the weed.
It's not just about pot. It's a fear of fun.
Fun will lead to crime.
Does it? I think fun leads to laughter and it freaks them out. Brian, you're on Ron and Fez.
How you doing, Ron? I used to work at Fox Food Casino, and
radio show.
They never used to let Willie stay in the hotel because he smoked so much weed. They used to make him stay in his bus.
Go sleep in your bus, Willie. You can't stank up our... And I love the fact he's like, fuck it, I'd rather sleep on the bus and smoke a joint than have the presidential suite and sit there with nothing.
They would have to... They'd need 2 bellhops just to bring in his weed. That's why he got banned from the hotel.
Earl, do you got somebody on the door today? Because I got this phone.
Yes, we have someone at the door, posed at the door right now.
I get in a cab last night, right, Fez? I find his phone. So I call home on it, you know, when I went off to the 92nd Street Y to see Lou Reed. And I thought, okay, I'll leave the phone at the desk. The guy can come by and pick it up. It's too far for him.
Really? You got his phone.
I got his phone.
For him.
Yeah, he's gone. I said I'm at the 92nd Street Y. He's like, oh my God. Like, it's the fucking furthest thing in the world. I'm like, I'll sit here and just start calling everybody's mom and aunt. Doesn't matter to me. So then the weird thing is, he's like, well, are you ever in Midtown? I go, yeah, I work in Midtown. I go, I work on 57th Street. Now, this is a big city, right?
Right.
He's like, me too. He works right across the street from us.
That's odd.
Yeah. So I told him to come over here and pick it up. Stop leaving this fucking phone everywhere.
Then quit worrying about having to go uptown to pick it up, so at least you got it back.
Would you have been uptown in a heartbeat knowing you?
I totally would have been up there as fast as I could to get my phone back.
Well, here's the problem with the phone. You know, when I go through going, well, you know, who can I call? There's Amy, but everybody he knows is in here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could have just wreaked havoc. Forget that I could have called China and talked to him. But I could have just been like an asshole calling every single thing. All your personal life is out there now.
Yeah, it's you lose your phone, you lose a good hunk of yourself. Because now with numbers, it's not like I write them down in any sort of phone book and then go put them in the phone.
Right.
They go right in the phone. So there's no other copy of some of these numbers.
And you don't memorize numbers anymore.
I have no idea what anyone's phone number is.
Do you even know your home number?
Yeah, I know my home number.
I didn't bother this time. I figured I got it in my phone. I got you, Earl, I got Dave in there. It's like I don't know anybody's numbers for real. If something happens to me and I don't have my phone, I'll be just lost.
Yeah, that happened to me when I didn't have my phone when I was stuck in the subway that time. That last time I got stuck down there and was late for the show.
The 16-minute cry fest?
Yes, exactly. And I didn't have the phone.
Yeah.
Or it was out of juice, something like that.
Out of juice? Come on, bro. Don't be like that.
Power.
Yeah, sure, they got the power. Why wouldn't they? They're the chosen people, and they're really great at banking.
I didn't have one number in my head that I could have called on the subway payphone.
Why didn't you have your phone with you that day?
I think I did have it, but it had run out of power.
I see.
So it was just useless. So instead, I was just carrying a big blue lump in my pocket that was doing nothing for me.
How does this always come back to you? I tell a wonderful story about me being a hero, finding a man's phone, bringing it all the way into work, and this is what I get.
Hero?
Stories about you. Yes, I should be on the news. Call like 80 on your side, St. Petersburg. Let them know I'm doing stuff. Here, take this phone. I don't even want to look at the fucking guy. Take this away from me, Dave.
Maybe there'll be a reward.
Wait a minute, I didn't think of that. Fucking leave that phone there. Don't touch the reward phone. Don't give it to Poe, though. He'll start fucking calling China, trying to get together with Bruce Lee. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Ron, I just wanted to say, I mean, it's quite possible, aside from this guy losing his phone numbers, it could have just been a prepaid phone. He could have cared less if you threw it away, you know?
No, he had every number. He had it, and this guy was, like, so happy to hear, like, oh, my God, you've called the right place. But God forbid I happen to be 40 blocks away. He doesn't want to fucking get on a subway and go pick up his phone. Because I just wanted to leave it at the front desk there. I'm like, this works out perfectly. These people will be glad to take a phone. Sure. I'll just say I found it in here.
Yeah, and that guy knows where his phone is instead of trying to look in every cab in the city for the rest of his life. Or the fact that it could be in the East River. I'm really angry that he wouldn't go to the Y to get the phone.
Why don't you snap on him when he comes in here? Just start freaking out.
Who the hell do you think you are?
Tell him to get me fitting.
He really should.
Yeah. You do the talking for me. I'm not going to say a word.
Let him go the rest of the day without that phone and see how important it is to him.
You know what? Call him right now and say you're not getting shit. And then starting to call his friends and family members and telling them that you're outing them. I like your attitude, Fez.
Thank you.
I like you to start handling my affairs.
I would love to do that.
I don't know if
Get you organized.
I don't know if that sounded gay. But for now on, you're going to be my representation. Call Bob Eatman, let him know the bad news. He's out. Fez Whatley's handling all my affairs now.
I'll take it from here, Bob. Thank you.
I like that attitude. This is the new Fez Whatley. You're fucking surly.
Yeah, Bob, okay. You've done all you can.
Right.
I'll move in now. Time to bring in the big guns. Whatley.
Yeah, I mean, he can still take care of my radio business, but you'll be, whenever I find stuff, you'll be the guy who deals with a little something.
Sure. I mean, we'll start now with phones. You find someone's dog later on.
I'd love to do that.
Oh, God, we'll milk that person. What they won't give to get their precious little dog back.
We'll send him a paw in the mail. How's this? It's going to get fucking worse from this point on.
You want a tail?
You're a worrier about that kind of stuff, though, huh?
I always worry about losing my phone, my wallet, my keys, any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is something that always plagues me.
One time I lost a wallet in a fucking bar. I'm all, I don't know how to say this, but I used to have a little bit of a drinking problem. So I fucking show up the next day. They have the wallet. They go, oh, the wallet was here, but there was no money in it.
Right.
I go, fuck you. First of all, I go, pull out that license there and see that I'm underage. See that. Next fucking call I'm going to make to the fucking police. As I'm in here drunk, I show up, there was an empty wallet. They're like, how much money was in here? I go, $350. There was $350 fucking dollars in there. I had maybe like fucking 18. I turned the whole thing into a positive. $350 is missing out of there. So I'm so drunk. They don't bother me. I'm drinking for fucking, underage. And then I feel like I should leave there with a $350. Well, if that's worth $350, and it turned out to be, oddly enough, he went to the till quick enough.
Well, for all you had been through.
I think you can get me $175 for the phone now. You know what? Just stand there when he comes up, have a hammer in the phone. Saying, I don't know what I want to do. Either give it to you or smash it to bits. I'm Fez Whatley, goddammit.
One night I was just trashed. I was staying over in Orlando, stayed in a hotel. Leave the hotel the next morning. Can't find my wallet anywhere. Getting ready to leave. Can't find the wallet anywhere.
What, you getting bagged in the ass and it fell out of your fucking back pocket? I bet that's a big problem in your world.
My pants would have been down if I was getting bagged in the eye.
All right. You're in Disney World. You lose your wallet. What happened?
So I can't find it anywhere. I leave. Finally, I get back home. The hotel calls. They have my wallet. Apparently, I was so drunk the night before, I had forgotten this completely. I had hidden it in the hotel room so that I wouldn't lose it. I had done a gig, and I had my gig money in it.
Yeah.
My gig cash. And I had hid the wallet in the hotel room after I came back drunk. Forgot that I had even hid it, not to mention where I hid it, and took off without it.
You got to top every story. Is that what's going on here today? Every story's got to be a topper. None of my stories are good enough for us just to ease into.
This is I can relate to you.
Do you have to hide your wallet from mail hookers? Because I hear they'll get a little fucking rough with you.
I don't go to mail hookers.
I saw Midnight Cowboy. They will slap you after they're done. Look at the fucking streets, Fuzzy. They're blocking off streets everywhere. All because the President of the United States and the President of Iran refuse to see each other.
Yeah. Both at the UN today. The President of Iran says he's not going to the luncheon. So we're not going to get one of those great Clinton-Castro moments where Castro just all of a sudden walked up past the buffet and started shaking Clinton's hand. And Clinton didn't know what to do, so he just grabbed that big Castro paw anyway.
Earl, we having a buffet here? I'd like to have some UN foods. Foods from around the world.
No, they hogged up all the food, damn it.
What happened to that girl who sent us food the other day from Witchcraft? That was nice.
Ashley Olsen.
Would she think that's a one-a-day thing? Once a year?
Yeah, she was holding out on us.
So you had a little sighting this morning, Fez, you were saying?
Oh, yeah, on 57th Street, a reality star sighting.
Oh, very nice.
From the latest edition of Project Runway on Bravo, Angela. I saw Angela, one of the contestants.
Oh, that's the one I can't stand, right?
Yeah.
Puffy Pence?
Yeah, exactly.
What's she doing in town?
I don't know.
You know, it's Fashion Week.
Right.
So do you think, well, I guess maybe she was just back to visit because she's already out. But she lives in Ohio. Fucking hate the way she says it.
So she was just walking down the street looking as spacey as could be, like she had no clue where she was headed.
Did you point out she's been voted out twice? How's that make you feel?
Way to go, Angela.
How can you get voted off of something twice? Well, I went to that, Earl sent me up for the Lou Reed deal last night where he went on talking about his career up at the 92nd Street Y. I don't know what it is about Jewish guys, but the older they get, they all turn into that Jerry Lewis, older, bitter, acting like everything you did was great thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You know, it's just... and I do. I love Lou Reed, but not the nicest guy in the world. Would you say, Earl?
Yeah, he can be very, very surly at times.
He was surly.
Well, it's such an extreme with him. It's like he's the nicest guy in the world, and the couple of times I've met him, nicest guy in the world, or he could be cranky old New Yorker.
You would like this? You brought up Vince Skelce's name.
Yes, they're very good friends. Actually.
Loves his fucking program, he said.
Yes, he's a big fan of Idiot's Delight.
Where is Idiot's Delight now? Is it on...
It's on XM.
It is?
I believe so.
I thought he was on public radio somewhere.
He also does a show on Fordham Radio, FUV.
Yeah, that's public radio.
Fordham University Radio. But I believe he has a show on this fine network, too.
I don't think he does. Why wouldn't we have known that? What station?
I believe it's the XMU or something like that. It's like an extension of that.
Why aren't you on there with Black Rock?
We have no room. They have no room there. They're pretty locked in with their programming right now.
I'm not believing this story. All we have is room.
Yeah, it's a satellite. It's in space. It's all of space if you want.
I like your attitude, Fez.
Guys, I'm just not believing people today.
Good. When you're not topping me in stories, I like the fact that you came in to protect me a couple times. All right, so after I left there, I went to Elaine's, right? And I had a major sighting.
Really?
And I'm not going to make a big deal out of it, but to make sure it look like shit.
My Angela from Project Runway?
Yeah, it makes Angela from Project Runway look like shit. You know what? Come on in here, Dave. I'll set up a 20 questions. You, Fezzy, Dave, and Earl will set up a 20 questions. Winner will pick up 5 points towards today's Spirit Award.
Oh, yes.
Very nice.
Yes.
So, Fez, a little celebrity sighting.
Okay.
Can I take notes?
Why are you talking like a fucking baby?
Can I take notes during the...
What the fuck do I care with you? If you're too stupid to remember a contest, sure.
All right.
Write it down.
Yes.
Memento, get it fucking tattooed on your arm. Can I take notes? I hate fucking baby talk unless it's from a girl.
Sorry.
I like when girls baby talk. When guys do it, I get all fucking weirded out.
Okay.
You might be out of the Spirit Award.
No.
Well, you're losing a point already. All right, Fez, start it off.
Was this celebrity a man?
Yes, he was. Not saying if he is anymore.
Oh.
But at one time he was. Earl?
Was he an older gentleman?
Yes, he was. I mentioned the Lanes, didn't I?
Was this gentleman in film? Is he a film star?
He has worked in film, yes.
Is this man best known for television?
Yes. Celebrity sighting. 4 questions down, we go to Earl. This is like, what's my line kind of?
It really is.
Yeah, Earl.
I hate to be Arlene Francis.
Is he an Emmy Award winner?
I believe so, yes. Now, this is going to shock you. I don't keep lists of the Emmy Awards, but if I had to guess, I would say yes.
Is this man under 5'8"?
I would say in that area. Okay. So yes, 5'7", 5'8", not a large man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he known for comedy?
I would say yes.
I got it.
Dave is going to make a guess when it comes to his turn.
Got it.
I'm going to make a guess.
Yeah.
Carl Reiner.
Carl Reiner's 6'2".
Sorry. It's not Carl Reiner. Dave, you have a guess?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dick Cavett.
No, the word was comedy. Comedy.
I found him amusing.
When?
When I saw repeats.
I dare you to turn on fucking Turner Classic Movies You know how Fez tries to steal the story back? Dick Cavett is fucking twice that bad.
Twice as bad as Fez?
Yeah, he is. The only thing is Dick Cavett has good stories. Where Fez will steal it back and tell a story about his mom's cat.
Did this man star in a TV show?
Yes.
We're halfway through the question.
I know.
Was he eating alone?
Oh, you fuck! You just blew a question, dude. You blew a question.
No, he was with friends.
All right, so it's a man.
Thanks, Earl.
It's worked in television, starred in his own show, and people like him.
He's sociable.
Yeah.
Was his heyday in the 1970s?
Well, I don't know if I would say heyday. I mean, big in the 70s, yes.
Prime.
I know. I'm not going to say prime today.
Okay.
Because, I will, no. I'm going to say, would you maybe say prime, or could you argue prime? Yeah, I think you could argue prime, but I could even do it in other decades as well. Okay. We're talking about a major legend here, spanning time.
I think I know who it is.
Yeah.
Is he also known for being a comedian, besides television?
Yes. And I think Fez does know, but unfortunately, Fez, you've got to wait till your time rolls around. Here we go. Earl's question. Did he have shoes on?
Did he order dessert? Answer a question, stupid.
I'm going to take another guess.
Good.
Woody Allen.
Sorry. Sorry. Not a bad guess at all, though.
Is this a black man? That is my question, because then I'm going to have a really good beat on it.
No.
Damn it.
All right. I believe on question number 16, I'm going to have a guess.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Mr. Bob Newhart?
Yes!
Yes! Oh, man, you saw Bob Newhart?
Yeah, not only saw Bob, but had a little interaction with him.
No way.
Yeah, I told him that he looked like $1 million. I go, Bob, you look like $1 million.
I love Bob Newhart. I am such a fan.
Immediately, I go, if Fez was fucking here, he would be so happy.
Oh, I would have been.
You know what you would have loved?
What?
He looked just like Bob Newhart.
I
mean, exactly like Bob Newhart.
That is the absolute best when that happens. When someone looks and sounds exactly like you think they do.
Now, see, Fez, your 70s thing, you could argue that show, but, in the late 50s, 60s, he had the #1 comedy album in America.
Right.
Always a strong career. The 80s, he had a major show.
In the 80s,
yeah.
Damn it.
And looked very, very healthy. Looked very, very good.
That's cool, because he's got to be pushing 80, right?
Oh, probably, yeah. Probably closer to 80 than he is 70. And then I did like a fake phone thing. I go, phone for you, Bob. And he's like, please let me go. I go, seriously, Bob, you look like $1 million.
Hello?
Yeah, very nice.
That is great. That is a great sighting.
I sent him over a shrimp cocktail. I said, send that shrimp cocktail to Mr. Bob Newhart.
Did you really?
Yeah. And here's the thing. Spent the night for the fucking Lou Reed thing, but Bob Newhart blew that shit away. Blew it away. I wish I had Lou Reed to fucking say, there's a real star, Lou. And that's how a real star acts. Not still trying to fucking defend Metal Machine music after all these decades. What was the name of that piece of shit, Earl?
Metal Machine Music.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's just like...
Still trying to act like it's fucking good.
It's like 15 minutes of feedback. And he's like, this is an artistic statement.
And then the other thing about Lou is like, okay, he mentions that he's clean and sober, but my guess is he was taking something for the back pain. Because...
Well, that's okay because the doctor gave it to him.
It's good to know Bob Newhart was eating with friends, so at least Earl's question had...
Yeah, he was with his chick and another couple. He looked like it was just fantastic.
You are great at celebrity sightings.
Yeah.
You get good ones. You are very lucky that way.
Well, you know why, Fez? I'm not hanging around the fucking subway on 57th watching the strap hangers come up and down and wondering what reality show they were on.
I think the thing I'm most lucky is If I go into a grocery store, I can usually pick the quickest line. I think that's the extent of my luckiness. That's like a lucky thing I'm good at.
What about you, lucky boy?
I noticed that when people are on the subway platform, and the subway comes, they always have to run to where the door opens.
Right.
And I stay right where I am, because 9 times out of 10, the door comes right to me and opens right in front of me. And I just stand there, and I'm like, hey, everyone, look at me, because the door will open up right in front of me, 9 times out of 10.
So you're at one with the universe.
I feel like the god of the subways, yes.
Because have you ever done that, like when you're parking and you find a good space, you feel like you found a good space up front because you're a good person, and that you are now getting that.
Or if you're in a parking lot and you walk past like a street lamp and it goes off, and you're like, I control electricity.
With my mind. Earl, what are you lucky at?
I'm pretty good at citing celebrities. I am.
Where did you hear that?
No,
Anywhere?
I'm not. I know you just said that, but I'm pretty good at citing celebrity also.
What's it like for you not to have anything to add to a conversation? Seriously, I don't know. I would never have to live that way. But is that difficult to come up with a fucking idea that you heard Fez say 2 seconds before? Or does it make you feel bad about yourself?
No, it doesn't make me feel bad about myself.
I would feel like I was a drag on society. I honestly would.
That bad?
I would.
That awful about yourself?
If I could not interact with people, I would feel like a fucking drag on society. What else do we do with each other but interact? It's all we have. And Earl, when you say shit like that at a fucking cocktail party, notice how people move away from you. Pick up on it.
I don't mean to. It's just...
That's what he's lucky at, people moving away from him.
Yeah.
Clearing a room.
I caught that fucker in a lie last night because he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be up there because I'm working on some guests with the 92nd Street. Well, I get up there, my tickets were somewhat confusing. It wasn't Earl's fault. It was... I didn't know what fucking room because they normally have the things in a different room. I call Earl because he told me, oh, I'm on my way there. When I told him, oh, I already picked up my tickets. Well, then I called him back to say, and he goes, oh, I'm coming up anyway. When I call him, he's on a fucking, he's all the way downtown doing God knows what. What were you up to last night, Earl?
I had to go to a CVS on 23rd and 6th Ave.
For what?
Pick up some... Trying to find some medication for my freaking brain.
What?
What's he talking about?
Headaches.
Brain medication.
He's now claiming that he's suffering from chronic headaches.
No,
and that's the only drugstore in town? Happens to be in the village?
The only CVS around here.
He was in... it doesn't matter, but I caught him in a little lie. He starts freaking out, dives into a cabin and attempts to come up fucking 80 blocks because... And he's screaming, no, I'll take care of it. I can do this. I'm like, Earl, it's no big deal. I'll fucking leave before I worry about it. There's something you're up to, Earl, and I'm not believing anything you say.
What? I had to go get something from my head.
Yeah.
I had to make a pitch.
Normally that's dope when someone says that.
Hey,
a little something for the head.
What celebs did you cite downtown there, Earl?
He's lucky.
I didn't see anyone last.
The reason why you cite celebs, as you put it, is because you work in fucking radio. You're sitting next to Muni half your life. Of course you see celebs.
Well, there were a couple of times we were walking down the street and I picked out a couple of celebs that were walking down the street.
I feel the drag on society right now. Literally, it's a drag.
The UN is meeting on what they can do about Earl today. The world leaders are there.
Earl, a conversation is like a beautiful balloon going through the air. You, when you join that conversation, are like a long rope with sandbags on it. Just fucking pulling us down, letting us pound against the treetops.
We could call anyone on that guy's cell phone and he would have had a better answer.
Do me a favor, Earl. The next time you see a conversation taking place, you want to know how to get better at it?
Yes.
Dive out the window. Just fucking dive out the window and have nothing to do with it.
Well, then at least that's going to add, because no matter what we're talking about, we're going to say, did Earl just go out the window?
You know, I don't want you to feel like you can't agree with me all the time. But don't just steal the fucking little handle that Fez gave me. Fez put a little banner on me that I was going to be wearing in this conversation, and you got dressed the exact same. Now we're the Osmond brothers.
Mr. Sighting.
Didn't mean to.
You're a crazy son of a bitch, Earl.
You're lucky because you faint the most, Earl. I'm trying to give you something here, buddy.
He's lucky at napping.
Earl got all woozy before the show again today.
Did you really, Earl?
We were back in the office, and I was headed towards the studio, and Earl got up to follow me, and I just heard this, whoa.
No, it happened before that. It happened, like, what we were having, the three of us were talking, and it just kind of...
Well, two were talking. One, you were stealing their personalities, Zelig.
You have a brain cloud. There's a black fog of tissue running right down the center of your brain. It's very rare. It'll spread at a regular rate. Very destructive.
By the way, thanks, Mike, the teacher, for that drop. Doing what I consider Dave's job.
Getting back to Earl, he's now taken to talking to himself a lot during the show. Ron, while I'm doing on the phones, all of a sudden you'll hear Earl go, come on, Earl, and hitting himself on the chest. And
What are you doing?
Distracting.
What are you doing, Earl? Trying to keep yourself awake?
No, this pain just keeps shooting through my head. I'm just fighting through it. I really am. And I'm just trying to motivate myself.
By slapping your chest and saying, come on,
I'm not slapping my chest.
One more time, old buddy. One more time, just me and you.
You got one left in you.
I'm freaking out over this whole thing.
Obviously, I mean, I'm worried too. Because I think you got a sickle cell in your brain. That's what worries me.
Can you have a sickle cell in your brain?
You tell me. I grew up as white as fucking the... Seriously, I grew up as white as the Kennedys.
But it is freaking me out. Like, the pain is very bad, and it just really... It's debilitating now, where it's getting really, really bad.
Whatever, Earl. Again, you fucking killed the conversation. That was really joyful and fun. We were all sitting here having a lovely day together. We're enjoying Bob Newhart talk. Next thing we hear, you're bringing up your fucking bad brain again. What are you in a DC fucking hardcore band? Bad brain. I can't deal with it. I gotta have a little fucking fun talk.
The pain, dear William, the pain.
It is where you're going with that.
You're Dr. Smith.
Oh, is that who you were doing?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. You know what? You got Anthony on the ropes. I think he's looking over his shoulder. Here's Fez's impression. The pain, dear William, the pain. Just your regular voice.
That was Dr. Zachary Smith.
I had no idea.
It was right after Ron's Bad Brain references, so I'm like, is there some obscure Bad Brain song? I don't know what.
Here's the thing. You know how he tries to fucking top every story I have. Every story I come up with.
I'm just not lucky at doing it.
Hillbilly, Ron and Fez.
Hey.
Yeah.
I think your show sucks.
Well, you got the fucking nickname Hillbilly.
You know why I hate your show?
Because it interrupts you when you're fucking your uncle? You fucking hayseed. Go lay down. You see where you took that, Earl?
Yes, I saw where I took that. I'm sorry.
It's the bad brain talk. All right, here's Ashley Olsen, the lovely young lady who bought us food the other day. How you doing, Ashley?
I'd be better if I got a phone call.
What happened?
I'm waiting for the phone call. I keep sitting by the phone every day.
Now, Earl's supposed to call you back, and what was the reason for?
To get my internship. So I can bring you water.
The young lady wants an internship here, Earl. We need interns. We had that spooky kid in here yesterday who totally weirded me out.
You will receive a phone call this afternoon, Ashley.
What are you doing yesterday? She sent us food a couple days ago.
Thank you, by the way, Ashley,
Yeah,
and for
delicious.
the beer, too.
No problem. No problem. Take care of my boys.
What? We need somebody to take care of us.
I like the sound of that already, Ashley.
I'd love to take care of you, Ronnie.
This show... Oh, sorry, Fez.
Damn.
But this show, Fez, I know you never believed this. It needs a woman's touch to come in here and take care of things. Spruce it up. It's too much of a boys' club. What are you doing so busy, Earl, you can't call her back?
The bald woman with the headaches can't help us?
Man.
No, that was just a slip on my part. I'm sorry, Ashley. I will call you this afternoon.
This is months of slips now, Ashley.
I know.
Well, it wasn't months. She did not return any of my emails, and then I
Would
did
you
call
stop
her
with
back.
the email and stop being so shy with the fucking emails?
No, I
talk to people face to face.
I always do an email and a phone call. I do both.
No, you didn't.
I got the email. I got the email late, but I got the email. I got one email. I never got a phone call.
Is one of the emails that he sent a naked picture of himself?
Yeah, but it didn't do anything for me, so I had to delete that. It's in the spam folder now.
She already seems perfect as the intern because she has no respect for the producer. It's like she's
I
already ready.
Dave a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Earl, you call her back and try to get the wheel turning here?
Yeah, I will call her this afternoon.
Yeah.
I'll be waiting by the phone.
All right.
It'll be a long wait.
Don't tell me that.
Earl is scheduled to do it, but if someone rolls a ball in front of him, he'll chase it.
I believe that.
All right, talk to you later, Ashley.
All right, bye, honey.
He's got to run downtown to a CVS. They're the only ones with aspirin.
Yeah, what do they have for your brain down there?
No, I was looking for something specifically for migraines and stuff like that. But
why would you go to 23rd Street? If I had a migraine, the last thing I want to do is get on the subway for 30-some blocks.
No, I was chasing a couple of places down, and the one right up here on 58th, they didn't have it. And
what is it that's so good? Anison?
No, not even. I forgot the brand name of it already.
BC powder?
His brothers love the BC powder. BC fucking Hayseeds and brothers love BC powder.
They sell the same stuff at every CVS, though.
Of course they do.
There's 2 Dwayne Reeds across the street from us.
You're up to something, Earl. You're covering. You're fucking... And you know what? Here's the thing. Your cover-up, it's so boring anyway. You're doing something dull, and yet you're still trying to hide it.
I'm being very truthful here. I'm as truthful can
Then
be.
why did you shit yourself when I called you back and found out that you were 90 blocks away from where you told me you were going to be? You literally, and this fucking cheap bastard will never hop in a cab.
No.
He's diving in a cab as he's talking to me. I'm on my way right now. Please. He was totally freaking out. And all I could think to myself is, what the fuck is he up to?
No, I was freaking out that there was some confusion with the tickets because that had never happened before.
You were freaking out because you told me you would see me in minutes. You told me, I'm getting in the elevator now, Ron.
Yeah, you called me in the elevator.
Yes, but you said you were coming up there. You wanted to talk to the PR person.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah. And then I get these tickets. I go, I don't understand it, but Earl's going to be here in a couple of minutes. You know, he knows the people. He lined this up. I'll let him deal. Why, I'm standing in fucking line like a fucking idiot, Earl, with a bunch of Jewish people. There were people that went to the show who had no idea who Lou Reed is. They're just old Jewish ladies who go to everything they have at the 92nd Street Y.
They get season tickets.
Yeah, it was very uncomfortable. So some lie took place. You got caught at it, and now you're throwing BC powder up at us like it's a fucking truth.
I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the absolute truth.
Why would you start now, after all these years?
And who's going to drink an aspirin? A BC powder. Talk about gross.
Why do you do it, Earl? What's in it for you?
No, I can't take a leave because of my stomach. That's what set off the ulcers back in 2001. I can't take that. So I gotta look around a little bit.
Why don't you get one of those tricycles the old people ride around in, and maybe that'll help you out.
You'll be a little rascal on your little rascal.
I feel like we're going to have to move you to St. Pete.
I love New York. I am not.
You're elderly.
I feel old. I know my body's breaking down.
Be one of those old ladies down there wearing a Yankee cap talking about how many years ago you lost your husband. And that's why I follow baseball. They all tell you spring training. My husband got me into it. And for the last 40 years, they come to spring training and write down the fucking everything in the scorecard all day. That'll be you, Earl. Except for you had no life leading up to your retirement.
I have plenty of a life leading up to my retirement.
None. All I can say for you is you fucked a mental patient. Other than that, you don't have a highlight. That's the one thing I'll give you. You fucking went further than me.
Yeah, that was pretty hardcore.
Yeah, it is. It's disgusting.
That's probably what he was doing yesterday. Something is up like that, you know, or getting porn.
He's probably moved on to retards. Forget just straight mental patients starting to fuck waterheads one after another.
He was scoping out a Special Olympics.
There's something about you, Earl, and don't... Look, I want you to understand something. You're not in the doghouse, but when we catch our friends in a lie, it piques our interest. We're like, what is he up to? Why would he lie about this?
I think I know what it is, though. You can't buy, like, a lot of pornography around here, and Earl was every time there's someone brings in a porn magazine, he pretends he's not interested, but he really is. He goes downtown where there's tons of porn shops, and I think that's probably what he was doing.
Are you ashamed of your porn addiction, Earl?
I don't have a porn addiction. I mean, we're in an office, and they always leave porn around here. Who's
Dave, they? The Jews?
Like Dave and John, he wanted to watch a porn the other day.
That was fucking. There was no connection.
Oh,
what are you talking about, Earl?
No, they wanted to watch porn in the office, and I'm like, this is an office. Dave and Johnny wanted to watch porn in the office, and I'm like,
together?
Yes. And I'm like,
that is embarrassing.
And I said, guys, we're in an office setting here.
Why did you tell him just to go downtown to a peep show with you sneaky bastard?
And I said, I'm like, guys, we're in an office setting here.
What was going here? What? Me and Bronx Johnny just wanted to see anal rape.
You know, you call this an office setting only in the loosest description. Could this be considered an office setting?
There's one other person to make it the quote-unquote office. And when he's not here, the party's on.
No, but they were trying to be so...
What do you think? Fan is going to be complaining? This is highly unusual. I don't need this in an office setting.
But they were trying to... They just wouldn't come out and say... They wouldn't come out and just say that they wanted to watch this thing. They were just kind of like, is the DVD drive working? And I'm like, it's like, if you just want to watch the porn... Which I wouldn't advise you to do. Just do it. But don't be so coy about it. He's like, yeah, I want to get.
This has nothing to do with what you were doing downtown last night.
Yeah.
Why you lied to your friend.
I didn't lie to you. That's where I was.
You lied when you said you were coming to see me and talking to that lady about bookings for the show.
Well, the only reason I even went down there because I wanted to get there. For some reason, I thought they would close at like an 8 or 9, which I found that they weren't. And then when you called me, I assumed you were already inside already. And I didn't have a ticket for the show.
That's not what you told me. You said you were coming up to talk with that woman.
None of this is adding up.
Yes, I was going to go to talk with Sarah.
You were going to start and do your own bookings.
Yeah, because they have a lot of shows coming up, a lot of lectures coming up that were with people that we're really interested in. I was going to talk with her. But when you called me, I thought you were already inside.
What does one have to do with the other? One does not have to do with the other. There's something about him, Fez. He is up to something.
Even if Ron was inside, why wouldn't you want to talk to Sarah, I think, is what he's saying.
What I was trying to accomplish two things within that span of that time frame, and I failed miserably.
Hey, Dave, there's something wrong with this mouse over here. Maybe even the whole computer has to be rebooted. Something up. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Ron, I got a problem with the term waterheads. I prefer the term window lickers much better.
Okay.
And I got another quick question for you. My big ass card, is it useful for anything at all anymore? Are you guys going to start using those for like anything ever again, or should I just toss it in the trash?
I'd throw it in the trash if I were you.
All right, thanks, pal.
Peace. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Hey, Dan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, you can hear in Earl's voice that he's lying.
The interesting thing is he seems to be lying for no reason. He seems to be lying because that's what he does.
That's the frustrating part about it.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
He turns everything into a little mystery around him. And, you got this Dave just obsessed with you. We were out at Hooters the other day. All he's talking about is the odd things that Earl does. And what do you think Earl is up to? And you have this allure over him.
I don't tell him anything because it'll be in one ear and out of his mouth in a heartbeat. He'll dime anybody out.
Well, dime out for what, Earl? What are you doing?
Yeah, what can't you tell Dave that he's going to spill the beans on?
No, but you already told us you banged a mongoloid.
No, just
if that doesn't offend us, what could you possibly do?
No, I don't know what it is about Dave. It's just like I don't know if it's I don't trust him. I just don't want to be very revealing to Dave about anything.
That hurts, man. I'm there for you. See, he treats me like his little soundboard when no one else is around. When Ron and Fez leave the studio, he'll actually sometimes confide in me and talk to me and stuff like that. But once you guys are back here, he treats me like, the garbage. He won't tell me anything that he tells you guys. He won't tell me the name of his mongoloid that he banged, which I still haven't found out, and I don't know why. It's a big deal.
Fez, he told Fez.
Yeah.
And I know it even beforehand. No, but I gave him the green light for the sick, fucking disgusting act.
No, but but I'm trying to bond with Dave. I really am. I'm really trying to,
go for it.
Why don't you take him on your fucking porn runs? Your late-night porn runs.
I don't go on any porn runs.
How about this for bonding? Me and Earl saw a John Lennon movie, right, Ron?
Yeah.
I go into the theater, and Earl had to make a phone call. Understandable. He says, okay, save seats for me. I'm watching the whole movie by myself. And I'm like, maybe he just skipped out. The credits come up. I look in. Earl's sitting in the back row. He didn't even sit next to me the whole fucking picture because he's so antisocial and afraid to bond with me. And I was like, dude, I thought this was going to be a bonding thing. I saved you a nice seat and everything.
What were you doing back there, Earl?
No, Dave, by the time I walked into the theater, it's pitch black. I couldn't see a thing, much less you. And then there were no empty seats. I couldn't even see an empty seat. I grabbed the first aisle seat and I sat down.
There was empty seats all in the first 3 rows, and it was light enough that you could see my stupid fucking red.
So was this a theater or a screening room?
It was a screening room.
There's only fucking 3 rows in a screening room.
It was tiny.
It was completely dark, and I was just like, let me just sit down. I'm already missed the beginning of the movie.
Completely dark, how's your sister doing? She all right?
My sisters are
Big
fine.
Sheila?
She's not completely
Sheila.
Earl will also do that thing. He did it twice this past weekend where we were watching the Notre Dame game, and he shows up with 6 minutes left in the game, even though he's told you the day before, yeah, I may stop by and hang out with you guys. And then he did the same with the very end of the Bucks game that we were watching.
Interesting.
Like he times it so, all right, here's the very least amount of time I'm going to have to spend here.
I've always been up front. I was like, I'll probably catch the second half of the game.
But it's beyond that. You, Fez, are totally right. You catch the last 5 minutes.
What are you spending the first 3.5 quarters on porn?
No, I wasn't watching
Just
the first.
jacking.
Do yourself a favor. Don't worry about sitting in the back row and jacking. Just fucking sit next to Dave.
Yeah.
He doesn't care what you do.
Maybe that's why his left arm hurts too. Ever try and throw one of these balls to him, and he's like, "Oh, I can't hold it." Maybe he's jacking too much. You know, he's a southpaw.
You left-handed jacker, Earl?
I'm not a left-handed jacker.
You switch it. Switch on it.
No, I don't.
Either side of the plate?
I don't switch up on either.
Choke up, though. I know that. George, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think maybe Earl's sneaking off to secret black people meetings, and he's just not going to tell us.
Earl, you hanging around with black people?
I'm not hanging out with anybody.
Because that would really change your MO. Hey, I saw this the other day. They said it was a New York City thing. 10% of heterosexual, 10 to 12% of heterosexual New York males have gay experiences, right? They're not gay guys. All those people are black and Latins. It's the DL. Now I'm looking over there at Johnny and Earl. Earl, you familiar with the down low?
Yes, I am.
Who'd you blow, and why?
I have never had a homosexual experience.
Well,
ever.
no. When I said familiar with the down low, that means that you've done it.
No, I've never done it. No.
Let the guy do it to you?
No, I've never been with a man.
Do you know that this is big in the black and Latin community?
Yes.
How come?
I think it's a couple of things where I really can't explain it, where being gay is still a big stigma in the black and Latin communities. So they that whole we don't.
I don't know. I know a lot of black guys that are out.
There's definitely a lot of black guys out.
There's as many black guys out as white guys, in terms of percentages.
But for like religious reasons, and obviously you don't want to, in other words, shame the family. A lot of guys don't come out at all.
Well, you don't shame us, Earl.
I'm not.
You don't have to run all the way down to 23rd Street like a fucking hobo. You bring your boyfriends around here, Fez and I will treat them like family.
That would be true.
I'd love to meet them, Earl.
I would too.
That would be true if I were gay, but I am not a homosexual.
I'll treat him like a nephew. Blood related. All right, let me check with Johnny. Johnny, you agree with this? 10 to 12% of you people are on the down low?
Could be, man. There are a lot of like side faggots, I guess, out there.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Anybody try to pick you up?
What?
Anybody try to pick you up?
Other than that shit at McFadden's, no, I'm alright, bro.
Remember when you said the guy said he had a beautiful cock and he punched him?
Yeah.
Although no one could ever trace down any truth to that story.
Johnny's stories have are very difficult to trace, almost as hard to trace as Earl's.
Yeah.
The backgrounds.
Yeah, they are
A lot of vagueness and weirdness.
So, Earl, this is very, very big in the community. I wonder why white people don't do it.
White people, they just come out. They don't care.
But these guys are not gay. They're just straight guys who go, every once in a while, I don't mind having this experience.
And they don't consider themselves gay.
Right. It's not even like a struggle. It's just a little something on the side, or side fag, as Johnny puts it.
Yo, so wouldn't you consider that them being bi at least? Because if they're doing it,
I would, but I'm saying they judge themselves that way.
So
they're the ones who say, I'm straight, but every once in a while, and they only said this during a secret thing, well, every once in a while, I think it'd have something to do with prison. I think a lot of you guys miss prison and the fucking freedom you had there to actually be yourself. Because you guys will fuck in prison, right, Earl?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of homosexual activity in prison, definitely.
What about you, Johnny?
Nah, son, you're going to have to shag me. I ain't taking it up my ass. I'm good.
What about giving it to somebody? I ain't saying you're a bitch.
Nah, it's still gay, man. What kind of shit is that? All
right, so if you did a lifetime in prison, no sex for you.
I'd fuck a pillow, maybe. I ain't fucking no dude, bro.
But
what, all right, Earl, what about you? How long would your thing have to be? How long would the sentence be before you had a gay experience?
You have to lock me up forever. I would never have a gay experience. Even in prison, you have to kill me.
You believe him, Dave?
No, not at all.
Dave, what would you have to do? How many years before you'd have a gay experience?
Probably, 22 or so.
Gotta be 22 years.
Yeah, I would spend at least 2 decades, faithful to thinking I was going to have heterosexual sex.
Right.
And then if it didn't happen, if I wasn't released, 2 years scouting out guys, and then I'm in, I guess.
Fez, parking ticket?
Yeah, I wouldn't make it through the delousing.
Sure. And by the way, you need to be deloused around here every once in a while, whether this is jail or not.
Because I'm the one being honest with you, Ronnie.
Finally.
Not this, I would never have sex the rest of my life if I was locked away.
In the meantime, he's fucking on that train at 23rd Street with a fucking heart on, looking at blue boy porn. You're making me crazy over there, Earl. Ryan, you're in Ron and Fez.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Johnny, is pillow code for skinny Latin boy?
Yeah, I don't speak Spanish. Johnny, what's a pillow?
Hey, I got a different take on it. I think Earl's a serial killer. He fits the profile perfectly. Lives alone, way too in love with his mother. He's got shit scattered all over his apartment. Check into that.
It is true. Lives alone, mother issues. That's 2 of the big ones.
I love my parents.
Are you killing animals?
No, I'm not
You're
killing
tidy. That freaks me out.
Yeah, you should see my apartment now.
You
It's
have
far
control
from
issues.
Talks to himself.
Right.
Hears voices, as we found out.
Wait a minute, now this is Fez.
No, he says...
So far, Fez has checked off every box here, too.
I don't have the strength to kill. I'm just lazy.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe you can mail anthrax.
I don't hear voices. I just have bad headaches, that's all.
Sure.
See?
And the fucking devil in there.
How many times has he told us I just blacked out?
I know. I blacked out. Next thing I know, I wake up down 23rd Street, my fucking ass hurting.
Ass blood on my shoes.
That's bad, Earl. Don't get involved in that. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I got another take on that. You know how Clark Kent was always showing up late because he was out saving the world?
Yeah.
Maybe Earl's got an alter ego. Super Shorty!
I wouldn't be surprised if you had 2 personalities, Earl. Hello, everyone. Look who it is. It's me.
The Earl.
Reginald, Earl of England. You're a crazy bastard, Earl. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, if I was in jail for life, the first day I'd have no problems being the pitcher.
Yeah, grab him young. Do the fucking same thing. Grab him young, put some lipstick on it, and you're off your way. You got to improvise in this world. Let's face it.
One of those minors that still got tried as an adult.
Oh, yeah. Some poor fucking kid crying their first night.
What? What are we talking about here? What just fucking happened?
You don't know.
We're talking about boy fucking?
You got to prep yourself. You don't know when they're going to come and drag you away.
Some 17, 16-year-old that gets accused, convicted of
pedophilia.
He gets convicted of a hate crime, And then, they say, all right, you're getting tried as an adult.
I grab one of those retard boys. That's too fucking stupid to get fucking put to the chair. I'll fucking punish him in there, you prick.
Just try to figure out who has the worst lawyer, who's going to end up in adult prison.
Hey, awesome man, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies, how are you? I think I figured out the unanswerable question in regards to this topic of conversation.
Yeah.
Who's gayer, the giver or the receiver?
All right, let's break into that. Fez, who's gayer?
I would say the taker is gayer.
Earl?
Receiver.
Now, you guys don't think that it's a gay fucking move to sit there with a heart on, still maintain that while you're banging an ass. Let's face it, you can be raped as a fucking receiver. But not as a fucking giver. Not only, you've got to love it. It's got to excite you. And I'll tell you, I don't care how good you are fantasizing. You look over a guy's hairy ass, there's no way. You should be like a fucking rope, unless you're gay. Where are you on this one, Dave?
I was going to say giver as well. You can't maintain the erection.
Yeah, you love it up the ass, wouldn't you, you fucking redheaded fag? First day, you'd get fucking banged. That's
No
why
way.
you freaked out.
No. First day, I cut someone's throat with the Sprite can.
It ain't.
What the Sprite
A
can?
fucking homeless guy took your coke off you and made you sit in the back like a bitch.
Shit, he was a diseased animal.
What do you think is in fucking prison? Blue Bloods? You fucking monkey. They're going to see you coming through the door.
I'm going to be pissed that the prisoners are getting delicious cold soft drinks in order for you to even have that Sprite can.
What do you want them to have hot fucking drinks in there?
Water.
Why?
They don't need to be hopped up on the sugar. They're already incarcerated.
Bro, they're in there shooting fucking heroin behind their eyeball. Do you think the last thing that's on anyone's problem is whether they get a fucking Pepsi or not?
Well, if they get sodas, at least not name brand.
Look at you using the word soda again. Fucking all Yankee now, aren't you? Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron. Miss just being Fez. Hey, Dave is saying that the giver is more gay, but he's the one with the Lucky Boy tattoo, so...
No kidding. That's a fucking pedophile tattoo.
I wasn't aware of that at the time, though. That's going to get me off the hook, I'm pretty sure.
With who? Gay police?
No, my cellmates in jail. I'm just going to tell them that I didn't do this intentionally. Please don't lay a finger
I
on me.
guarantee you, first night in fucking jail, you'd be hanging yourself from with your T-shirt. You'd be out of there so quick.
I'm not thrifty enough with making knots and stuff. That would be the difficult part.
You'd still be like the fat kid at the beginning of Shawshank.
Bro, I did not say that you would be killing yourself. They would be fucking hanging you. Of course. Josh, you're on Ron and Fez.
Ronnie, Fezzy.
Yeah.
Hey, I hate to agree with Dave, but I have to say you're more gay if you're the giver. Unless you're jacking it while you're taking it.
Still. Yeah, I know. That is true. If you're taking it, you can't fucking give yourself that reach around. That's just fucking pathetic. That's too lonely at that point. Earl, enjoy this secret life you're living. But know this, you have acceptance here.
Well, thank you, if I had one. But but I don't have a secret life. This is my life right here.
Oh, that's pathetic. I wish there was something going on in your life. I know you lie for no reason.
I just want to get healthy at this point. I really do.
Well, start doing brain exercises. Start doing fucking crossword puzzles.
Some of that Sudoku.
Some brain twisters.
Or just read.
Well, I read a lot.
Read. They never taught the Negro to read down south. Memory. All right, I'd love to teach you how to read. Probably take me about 18 years, but I wouldn't give up on you. Just sit there and watch you struggle through fucking words. I took 2 months with just the ABCs, and we got up to E.
And then one day Earl will be reading a speech somewhere, and you'll just be so proud as he's reading like a selection or something.
Yeah, right. What am I, dreaming? That is never going to fucking happen. You know, I still say ABCs instead of alphabet. It's very fucking immature.
Yeah, it is.
Say your ABCs. But alphabet is a stupid word. I hate it.
I love the word alphabet.
Why?
Well, because it's got a Greek origin, so it makes it sound a little more sophisticated.
You know what I was wondering about the alphabet, though?
Yeah.
Why does it got to be in order?
Yeah. The letters all in order?
Yeah. And why that order? Doesn't make any sense to anybody. There's no reason that B shouldn't fucking start this thing.
How else would we have the Dewey Decimal System and arrange things alphabetically if it wasn't in order?
Why that order?
Why that order?
I think...
Yes, why that fucking order, you moron? Why does it go A, B, C? Why isn't it fucking F, R, G?
I think it may be because of the sounds that they make. Like the A is like maybe the first sound that man made or something like ah, and then
What are you talking about? The caveman came up with the alphabet? First of all, if that made any sense at all, Fez, then other languages would have the alphabet the same as ours, and they don't.
That's true.
Earl, you read the Bible. Why is it set up this way?
I don't know. I guess it's a structure issue, or
Structure.
I really don't know as far as
When you're downtown in East Village tonight, living your double life, throw it out to some of the boys. A lot of them are pretty good at English.
Maybe it's by popularity, because people don't really use X, Y, and Z, so we'll shove them in the back, and we're always going to use our A's, our B's.
You never use Y.
Very rarely do I. But do I use it? Yes, of course.
Your answer to that question about using Y was very rarely.
Yes is the answer. What
many A's were there?
What fucking word gets used more than yes? That should be way up there.
Okay, but hold
it. You got Y fucking trailing an X. That's insanity. Pure insanity.
Y's always been a confused letter because is it a vowel? Is it a consonant? No one knows.
It's a vowel.
So, no, it's not. It could be a consonant. They say A, E, the vowels are A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. So why all the confusion? Fucking make a mark already. Put it in a class.
When is it a consonant, though? Give me a time.
A consonant, money. No? Yes. Is
that a consonant then? Because the E sound?
No, but yes would be the word yes.
Oh, yeah, when it's the first.
That has to be a consonant, right?
Yeah,
yes. Yeah, he is right about
yes
that.
Makes it. Yeah, it's a consonant when it's the yes sound.
This is not what I'm fucking talking about anyway.
Yellow.
The point is this, you fucking morons. Why is it set up that way?
I mean, if you don't think it's popularity, then I can only surmise that maybe the people who created the alphabet, maybe their names happen to start with A, B, or C, and D. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if Aristotle...
Just stop it, seriously.
What was the alphabet?
He didn't.
No, but wait.
It's, Dwayne, you're on Ron and Fez.
Dave, you're a freaking moron. The Dewey Decimal System is numeric, not alphabetic. All right.
Oh. But it's numbers, true, but it's put onto alphabetized words, I think.
It's the craziest fucking system in history.
I don't know how Dewey sold this thing. You know,
well, first of all, it wasn't a mass sale because no one ever does it at their house. Oh, I've got my albums all lined up in the Dewey Decimal System. And you can do that. You can do that with anything. They always would push that to you. You know, you'll be able to use this at home. Bullshit. Ain't gonna happen.
Do you ever notice, like, when you saw something on the Dewey Decimal System in the actual reference...
Did you say decimal?
In the reference card section, and then you went throughout all the library, and the reference number did match up with the book you were getting?
I would always just tell a chick to get it for me. But I got to bring this up. At one point, you screamed out that Aristotle was the one who fucking lined up the alphabet. And since it began with A, he fucking promoted himself. Well, you're so fucking crazy. I need some help here. Peter, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, the reason the alphabet is in the order it's in, because that's the way that Noah loaded the alphabet onto the ark.
Aardvarks, bears, cats.
Keep going.
Deer.
All the way through, yeah.
Elephants.
Keep on going. Philip, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, it's in that order because of the Greek alphabet.
Yeah, but why the Greek alphabet? Why would it ever been lined up? You know, these guys are acting like everything started with English. Prejudiced bastards.
Yeah, the Greek alphabet, the beginning was alpha and the end was omega. So I can understand wanting a letter to represent beginning and a letter to represent end. But why everything in between?
Now, you're curious. A minute before, you had all the answers in the world. Early man made the sound ah first. Now he's Totally fucking dropped that. And he's lined up over here. Crazy bastards.
It's just one of those things, though.
All right, enough of that. Just one of those things. Enough of that.
Okay.
You tattooed fucking banshee. Look at you. You're wearing a Yankees fucking shirt on Mets Day.
Yeah.
I hope the Mets fucking show up in the World Series this year. I hope you have to live with it.
I think they might.
I hope you're in the shadow of that.
We're going. It's going to be Subway. It's going to be 2000 all over again.
That would be very exciting. Earl, what's your prediction?
If the Mets can get past the first round, there's nothing stopping them getting into the World Series. I think they're going to have a tough time in this first round.
And are the Yanks going?
I'm a Yankee fan, and I think they're going to do it. They got the pitching, they got the experience, they got the hitting, and why not? There's no
Try to make it sound less exciting.
There's going to be a
Try to make it sound like you're reading off your fucking grocery list.
I mean, it's going to be a Subway Series, again, first time since 2000.
You know fan is short for fanatic?
Yes.
Get a little fanatical about your team. What the hell is this chair Bush is sitting in? He looks like a maniac.
It's a very high back, it looks very uncomfortable chair.
Why did he have to sit there?
I don't know, but it's one single chair that's just off by itself at the UN Assembly.
I think that's the speaker's chair. If you're going to speak on the podium, you have to sit in the speaker's chair.
It looks like the on-deck circle. You're up next to speak.
I wouldn't mind, except for it's an unusual chair. Makes him look tiny. Like somehow Jack got into the fucking Giants chair, and he's eating some big bowl of porridge, and he hears a Giant come back. Dennis, you're Ron and Fez.
Buddies.
Yeah.
Okay, so the alphabet was first developed not only to represent phonemes in human language, A, E, A, O, different sounds. It was also meant to denote order of things. A, B, C was first, second, third. Letters and numbers were tied in much closer together, and in fact, most people think that letters came first, and they came to represent human phonemes later.
So at first, the letters were numbers.
They were meant more to denote order of things. It was where people think that maybe denoting that something was first, something was second, something was third, was more important than counting. There's 3, there's 4, there's 5 of these things.
Interesting. I think you're closer because that gets back to those Bible codes where the letters mean numbers.
Exactly.
Where those people try to read the Bible and just say everything is numerology in it.
Hey, Fez.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, I'm sorry I accosted you at the Comic-Con. This is the guy that grabbed you as you were going down the escalator. I felt so bad.
Oh, no problem, Dennis. Whatsoever.
Okay. What do you do, grab your balls?
No,
yes, I'm
just
sorry
my
about
arm.
That.
Does seem odd, though. You got no problem with guys grabbing you?
Well, I didn't mind. I was almost down the escalator and leaving, and he was trying to catch me on the way out the door. So I didn't mind him running after me.
It's an exciting story, Fez. I really enjoyed it. Go sit over there next to Fez, to fucking Earl.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
No, it was great. I loved it.
I
don't mind people grabbing me when I'm on the escalator. What was it, Dave?
I thought the escalator part was pretty cool. I was like,
sure.
I was envisioning Fez going down.
I wasn't quite on it yet.
Oh.
Maybe he could have got his foot caught, and you never know. Those things are killer. Hey, Joey, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I was just wondering, where was Fezzy when Earl disappeared?
Well,
Maybe
there's something odd going on now.
Fezzy, Earl rendezvous deal.
I was not rendezvousing with Earl. In fact, last night I was at a memorial service for Al Lewis, Grandpa Munster, on Roosevelt Island.
That's the biggest lie I've ever heard in my life.
It's true.
How long ago did Grandpa Munster die?
I think it was just about a year ago. I think the memorial might have been on his birthday, but I think he's been gone almost a year.
They're carrying the casket. Dun, 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 Yeah, they still call him Grandpa?
Oh, yeah, and it was kind of a dedication for the Grandpa Al Lewis playground on Roosevelt Island last night.
Oh, that's very nice.
So the widow Lewis was there, and...
I had no idea he had a wife.
Yeah, I never seen the two of them together.
Me neither.
When I lived on Roosevelt Island, I just always saw Grandpa by himself.
When you lived on Roosevelt Island, you're there now.
Well, I meant when he was alive on Roosevelt Island. That's what I meant.
You feel like both of you died.
A little bit of me. And she tried to release some butterflies last night, but I guess it got too dark, and the butterflies weren't coming out, and it got all awkward, and they were trying to, like, shove the butterflies out of this container.
Why didn't you release moths?
A couple of bats would have been nice.
Now these moths will wreck. They're the only thing. And put a big light up there and I'll fly to it.
She was hoping to have the Munsters drag racer there. The Munster car for the TV show.
Why wouldn't she want that there? It's a memorial service.
But I guess they couldn't get it done because I looked everywhere for it. It wasn't there. And then it moved into the church, and the church organist was asking, can anyone help me with the Munsters theme? I have to play it in the church tonight.
This actually makes me long for the elevator story, escalator story.
So that's where I was last night. I was not with Earl.
Did any the Munsters show up? Eddie or anybody?
No Munsters. No Marilyn and no Eddie.
Anybody you knew there?
No. Not even any really neighbors that I knew. Kind of more of the senior set that Al Lewis used to hang out with.
Yeah. He was a good guy. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Wait, didn't he play a vampire?
Yes.
Isn't that supposed to die?
Well, it's just a role. It's not real.
That's TV, right?
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys ever hear his Crazy AM talk show? He would always talk about the FBI is after all these crazy people and aliens and all this government conspiracy.
He was a real anti-government guy. And also a really great basketball fan. He would do our show every once in a while. He was very big in the March Madness. And I think some school even had him out looking for kids before. Like he would be like a scout, like a ringer for him, just going out, checking out different young kids.
That's right, but I can't remember what school it was.
I can't. Some East Coast school, though.
Yeah.
Villanova.
Yeah, it was Villanova. Is that what you fucking need? To guess and answer all the time?
I thought we were playing the game again.
What game's that?
That game we were playing earlier.
What is the game? I'm just curious.
20 questions.
You acting like
I fucking forgot.
You're acting like you're paying attention to shit. I'm just curious.
20 questions.
No, we're not.
Yes.
By the way, I knew Fez was going to fucking win 20 questions.
I thought.
Thank you, Ronnie.
How could he not?
I thought I had with Dick Abbott, and then at the end I thought it was going to be Bill Cosby. So that's why I said
I knew that you were going for Bill Cosby, but to go, was it a black man, when we already had established TV and comedy, it never would have got back to you.
I was taking that risk. Someone else could have said.
Yeah, they were going to say J.J. Walker, because I would bring that up.
Sinbad, maybe?
I would like to run into Bill Cosby. I've never met him before. Have you, Fez?
I've never met Bill Cosby.
Earl might have. Earl?
No, never had the pleasure.
Never when you were up in Harlem or anything?
No, not at all. Never had a Cosby sighting at all.
I thought maybe that was your down low you're bringing up earlier. They fucking loved that. They love to be with guys.
Earl was one of the people that Cosby doped. Put pills in the coffee.
You know what? That story went away, huh?
Yeah, and there was supposedly like 20, 25 girls that this happened to.
Bullshit.
And it was going to be a class action suit against Bill Cosby.
And this is like well over a year ago.
Yeah, and nothing ever happened with that. The last one was that Canadian girl that said it happened to her.
You must have a lot of nuts around you when you're fucking famous. Everywhere you go, another nut. And occasionally you're going to pull an Earl, you're going to fucking bang a maniac, and then you got to deal with it later. Why can't you just go into court? Ladies and gentlemen, the jury, I fucked a maniac. Is that a crime? If it is, should I have known better? Yes. You want to explain that to my dick? Because I got no fucking control over him.
Maybe Earl was buying contraception at the CVS. Maybe that CVS only had his particular contraception.
Why are you so curious about this man? Why are you constantly worrying, wondering what he's up to?
I like to know about him. I like to know what he's doing, who he's seeing. He's sort of like my little celebrity.
Yeah, he is.
I know he's your fascination.
How come
I'm Surrey Cruz?
Why am I so incredibly creeped out by that statement? Why Dave just completely, utterly fascinated with my personal life?
He is, though. You don't understand how much he tries to talk to me and Fez about you. It's a constant.
It's making me really weird right now. It's almost like a stalker type deal.
Well, I do want to go over to your house, but you haven't invited me yet. I've invited him to my apartment. I think it's only fair that he...
You have this thing like the measure of friendship is how soon or how often you get to go to someone's house. Yes. Like that person isn't truly a friend until you've passed that threshold.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's an excellent way to put it.
You'll never get in my home.
Come on.
No, there just won't be a day.
Christmas, maybe.
Mm-mm.
Why at Christmas? That would be even more awkward.
What if my family's going away on Christmas and we're both Catholics? Can I just come over I'll bring eggnog and whatever?
Yeah, I'll send you a fucking fruit basket. I always try to give out to the fucking needy every Christmas. I'll stop by with a broken-faced doll like in the Waltons. Here, this is for you.
There's no heat in my apartment. You would really let me stay in?
There's no heat in your life. What do you want me to fucking do? I'll send you the biggest goose in all London. All right?
That Walton's Christmas special, you notice the one that was like the pilot for the series? You notice when they're worried that Daddy's not going to get home, and then he does come home with presents? John Boy gets notebooks, someone else gets like a scarf or something. I understand it's the Depression. But all of a sudden, one kid gets a train set, where everyone else kind of got an essential and an inexpensive essential at that. And then this one kid got a train set right in the middle of all of it.
Fez, I love you like a cousin, but I got no idea what you're talking about. Maybe this show that you're talking about was on 40 years ago. If a day.
I was going to say, I'd like to help you, but I was born in 77.
You're talking about the debut of the Waltons.
Right.
Who the hell would know about this?
I'm sure someone saw the Homecoming, that episode.
More like the Homecoming. I don't know what to say. They should have all got trains. It should have been a family gift, the train.
I'm just saying that if they were that low on money, the kid should have gotten a scarf or something like everyone else did. Not a train set, and he obviously got more than the other kids.
Why don't you write a letter, send it to the past, and see if you can't do something about it?
They won't accept it.
Yeah, you're right, Fez. The fucking phones are lighting up with everybody wanting to talk about was it the Homecoming episode?
The Homecoming.
Here's your best friend in the world, Fez. Photoshop Mike. Hey, Mike.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, how's the Watley posse coming?
Well, that's part of the reason why I called. The Watley posse is going pretty well. I mean, we've got almost 1,000 members on the MySpace account, MySpace / the Watley posse.
Stop it.
Embarrassing.
And we're putting together a second music video with a song from Paranoid there, so anybody could go onto there and contact me with their pictures of them with any kind of Watley posse memorabilia, and I'll push in the new video, yeah.
It's going to be great. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, wonderful. Listen, you can also check it out on YouTube. Real quick, you guys were mentioning Bill Cosby before, and I bumped into him, actually, at the opening of the Target store by my house about 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So he's doing that. He's doing a little shtick there with the opening. So I ran out. I bought a container of Jell-O, have him to autograph it for me, you know. So my friend brings a picture up to him because his mom's a big fan. So he asks him, he goes, "Hi, Mr. Cosby, can you sign this picture to my mom?" He goes, "What's her name?" He goes, "Can you just write to Mom?" He goes, "I can't write that, but I can write my name." So, you know, he did sign it, and he was a nice enough guy, you know. I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in there because no one there has met him. But really tall, very funny, and very nice. So there you go.
There you go. Very nice story. So the Cosby posse might be the way to go.
Yeah, and just drop this whole Fez has a posse thing.
I love it.
You love the Fez has a posse?
Mm-hmm. And Fez, by the way, is doing the new sports show every Sunday. TJ and Fez hear it on the Sports Nation.
Sports Nation. It's supposed to be Monday mornings at 7:45. Yesterday's went awful. I don't want to do it again because I was so bad.
Earl, any feedback from management on that?
They want you to do it again, Fez. They really enjoyed it.
Give it one more try, Fezzy.
It's just awkward.
Prep it.
I thought I was prepped. And then TJ just kept asking, what else? What else? Do you have any other material?
That's what I should be doing to you on this show. What else do you have? Fez, good news. Somebody saw the show that you're talking about, The Homecoming.
The Waltons pilot movie starring Patricia Neal.
And what are you so frustrated and angry about?
That one kid got such in the middle of the Depression, one kid got such a better gift than the other ones.
Mark, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I saw the movie. It was called The Homecoming. It starred Andrew Duggan and Patricia O'Neal.
Yeah, what about it?
And I was just saying nobody else saw it, but I
did you catch on that the one kid got a train set?
Yep, he sure did. Everybody else got ripped off.
Yeah, John Boy got notebooks.
John Boy got a pad and a couple of pens. He called her done.
I don't get the premise here. John Boy was how old?
John Boy was probably still in high school at that point.
But
yeah.
you're ready to act like an adult. I'd
Right.
say give some of mine to the little kid. You get in a train. Plus, you don't know where you got that train set from. It probably was second-hand train set.
Well, there was littler kids, too, that didn't get as nice a gift as a train set.
You don't think everybody could use a train set together?
No, they couldn't use a train set.
By the way,
Everyone else got practical gifts, I think.
I don't think there's a worse fucking gift in the world than a train set. It does nothing. It goes around and around. You can't even race them like you can cars. I never had any interest in trains. I got a nephew, crazy about him.
Well, it's cool sometimes when you switch to track, and the train was right about to go one way, and then you switch to track, and it goes another way. That was the best part of it. I love that part.
You know what? If I'm walking down the street, and I see a real train doing that, I don't even turn my head to look. I can't tell you how boring it is. That's like saying, oh, you know what's great about cars? They turn. Who would care?
My dad still collects trains.
Curtis. Curtis, you're on with Ron and Fez.
Yeah, the character that got the train set was actually two family members combined from real life. So they just gave him a super big gift.
Well, that makes no sense whatsoever.
Why not?
No, the writer based it on a family in Schuyler, Virginia, and they combined the two characters to make the character Ben, and that's the one who got the train set.
So in real life, they each got a half a train set, so it was more even. I'll have to accept that explanation.
You know, the only thing worse to me than watching the Waltons is talking about it. First of all, this show got canceled 25 years ago. Probably more. How old are you?
I'm not so old.
Are you 100?
I am not 100. I'd be on the Today Show with Willard Scott if I was.
Here's Rick. You're on Ron and Fez.
What's going on, boys?
Yeah.
Hey, Fez is exactly right. The middle kid, he got the train set so the whole family could play with it. I'm from a big family like that was poor, and they just got something that was just like a generic toy that everyone in the family could play with.
Just because he's the middle child.
Well, it was a middle child gift, not just for a middle child.
It's like when the family gets a ping pong table. It's not a bad thing, Fez.
That happened to me one Christmas.
That's a nice thing.
But everyone else used the ping pong table. That wasn't my gift. That was for the family. But they said this is for you.
Bill, you're on Ron and Fez.
I know, Ronnie. Hi, Fez. Listen, I understand that the reason the kid got the train set is the old man was hitting him in the ass.
Showed that it was a train.
They didn't even know if Daddy was coming home that Christmas, if he was going to make it. No one had heard from him.
Where was he?
He was out trying to make some money for Christmas, and they lost contact with him.
It's like the worst fucking...
the most boring special of all time.
Depressing, I'll tell you that much.
Wow, man, when the whole fucking cast is attacking you, Fez. You better start learning to... Fucking next, Ashley Olsen's going to take you down.
He looks like half of the Walton girls with that red hair.
I'm not going against Fez. I'm going against this Walton special.
Larry, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, Ronnie. Hi, Fezzy. Hey, you're missing the whole point of the episode. John Boy got tablets and pencils because his father was giving him permission to pursue his dream of being a writer instead of taking up a trade to earn a living. It was a symbolic present, and he told him he could take up that writing trade. And the other presents had meanings for the meanings, you know, they were meaningful to the kids who received them. I mean, for heaven's sakes, it's supposed to be a heartwarming story of a family reunion at Christmas, a hard-working Depression family, not who got ripped off by...
No, here's the thing. Fez does the same thing he always does. He looks at price tags. These are metaphors, Watley.
Then what does the scarf mean that Mary Ellen got?
Choke yourself, you ugly bitch. Let's figure if you were in that family, Fez, the father would said, I accept you. Here's a dress and a dildo. What do I care?
They were too poor. I would have gotten the dress and the dildo all in the same year.
Steven, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, did anybody pick up that the Willard Scott reference Fez just made is 10 years old? Does this guy live in the present at all?
No.
Come on.
Willard Scott doesn't still do the Smucker's 100-year-old people?
Willard Scott died 18 years ago, this very day. And every day since he showed up on this day, the anniversary of his death, wearing a fucking wedding dress and hitchhiking.
This has been a sad show with Grandpa Munster Memorial and Willard Scott dying and this Depression-era Christmas special.
You know the saddest thing about this show is that you work on it. That's the fucking thing I can't believe.
Jeez.
That's the thing that drives me nuts.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, no. Bring the guy in. Is that the guy who got the phone? Take that 20 back, bro. Thank you very much, but it's a very nice thought, but I don't need your 20. What happened to your leg, bro? No, I know. Come on in. Yeah, come on in. This is the guy, Fezzy, I told you about. I found his phone last night. Nice to see you. Thanks for the 20.
Thanks very much for returning this. I really appreciate it.
What happened to your leg?
I broke it. I was saving a lady in front of a bus.
That's very... You know what, Fezzy? From one hero to another. I'm the hero with the phone. You're the hero with the phone. How long was your phone
Are we
gone?
live here, bud?
Yeah, we're on the air.
Oh, hi, everyone.
It's a national show, too, so everybody hears that you don't know how to keep a phone in your pocket. But how long was your phone gone for? Because you sound like really happy when I gave you a call.
You know what? I hadn't even noticed it was gone.
Is that right?
I think maybe half an hour.
So you just get the call? But here's the thing. He wouldn't come up to the 92nd Street Y to pick it up.
Yeah, is that because you're on crutches?
Yeah.
Or are the crutches an excuse here? You're just using them now. This is why I couldn't go to the 92nd Y.
I know. Now he's saying, get me 2 crutches. I got to have some reason.
Well, also with all the traffic and the president
I know,
in
it
town,
is crazy.
it would have been murder.
I saw that. Now, the thing was on. All I did was call home, but I did look at the picture of your chick. Very, very pretty. Very,
thanks
very pretty.
very much. I'll tell her that.
All right, my friend. Take care. Keep
Thanks
it 20.
a lot, Ron and Fez.
All right, take care.
Okay, bye.
Off you go.
Hang on to that phone.
Way to at least make the attempt with the 20. Does something.
That was very nice.
But it's fucking embarrassing when a man tries to give you 20. I couldn't live that way. I felt like a whore there for a second. Here's a 20.
And just send it in with Brock's Johnny.
Well, you seem like a good enough guy. I guess I am better than the 9/11 hero. You know, everybody makes a big deal about these firemen and these cops.
Right.
I don't see them returning any phones.
Well, they actually risked their lives. You didn't risk your life at all returning the phone.
How do you know, my friend? I got a fucking phone. You never heard about those people shocked in the ear? You never heard of that once?
I heard of the gas stations blowing up or the brain tumor rumors.
You. Suppose I'm on that phone for so long I end up like Earl. Earl, you got a cell phone, right?
Yes.
Maybe that's why you got a brain tumor.
I hope I don't.
That's so funny.
tumor.
Johnny tried to bring me in a 20. Nice job, Johnny. You should have kicked him in the bad leg and taken 40.
Now I've lost my wallet.
He tried to act like, yeah, thanks. I would have ran somebody across the street with it, though. If I'd known he had a bad leg.
He's fine. He got his phone back. It's a good day for him, bad leg or not.
That's my new best friend. When you're in a near-death experience with another human being.
Near-death? All you did was find his phone.
Yeah, but you should see the picture of his chick.
There wasn't any cast on his leg.
I know, the whole fucking story didn't ring true.
Oh.
The whole story was fake. Oh, that's a nice building that he works in. He works in that Carnegie Tower.
Oh, that is nice.
You know who else has an office in there is Seinfeld.
Really?
That was the place that Clinton tried to get an office, and everybody went fucking apeshit wild, fucking acting like he's, abusing the system. So he goes up to Harlem.
And hasn't spent day one in that Harlem office.
Nobody that has to would. That Clinton lives on the road. I don't know what, he's like a shark. He's got to keep moving all the time. He's got to keep moving. We need to take a break here. Earl, you got to give me the break signal every once in a while.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you something now. Even heroes need to be reminded from time to time.
All you did was get the guy's phone back to him.
Why are you going to fucking play it down?
But there was no risk of life or anything.
You can't stand it. Here, finally, one day, I'm on the top of the pyramid. It's not Fez anymore as the nice guy. And now you're thinking to yourself, with Ron as a nice guy, where does that leave me?
He didn't even notice it was missing.
You've got a throat rash.
I do?
Yes. You know why?
No, why?
Because you can't stand the fact that people like me and they think I'm a hero. Look, turn around and let Dave see this.
Oh,
you see him breaking out?
Yes. Very severe.
It's like he's gotten a fucking pad and pen, and I'm getting a beautiful train.
That's the way it is.
And what
I haven't even been scratching today.
Oh.
You never scratch when you get it. It comes from the inside. I see you sometimes when you're nervous.
Mm-hmm.
You'll start bumping up from inside like a fucking freak.
That's gross.
Tell me about it. How'd you like to stare at it? Anyway, this is my time. Let's not pay attention to him.
I mean, that guy might have needed to use his cell phone to call someone in emergency.
Right, he could have been getting attacked, like later when he leaves here. 5 black guys could attack him. Fuck it, he's got 911. He's going to be safe, thanks to me. Sometimes the hero comes along, Fezzy, with the strength to carry on. And that hero is me. And I'm going to tell you young people something right now. Find the hero inside yourself.
You going to do motivational speaking now?
You know what I'd like to do is wait for this fucking fervor to die down, all the hoopla, and get back to my normal life. I'll probably just put the medal that I get somewhere in my closet. This is a song for me.
Dedicated song to yourself?
Yes, that's me.
If you look inside your heart,
holy shit, there's a fucking phone in this cab. And it's on. I'm gonna have to get this phone back to this guy. Don't tell me I'm crazy. I believe I can do it. I'm gonna return this phone. Fuck those 9/11 firemen. I'm returning this phone myself.
and then a hero comes along.
I don't care if I get brain cancer.
With the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you
It's Ronnie B Day. Salute to Ronnie B.
So when you feel
Speak at the UN.
Try to find the Bennington in yourself. You're not going to do the kind of thing I did, finding a phone and returning it. But any little small thing, a little act of kindness. Fez?
Yes?
This hero has to get up to take a piss. As I leave, I want everybody to just watch me walk out. Start to slow applause, breaking into a big one, and then some cheers.
Fine.
I'm off to pee, guys.
There he goes. There goes the man who returned someone else's property.
Wait, slow down, let it fucking start. I'm leaving now, guys.
There he goes.
And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside.
You go, Ronnie! You go, hero! Hero! Thank you all! Well, did he get that phone okay?
He got his phone.
Oh, there was a phone book with it! Woo!
We'll never forget you.
That's the hero.
Come back someday. We never even got a chance to thank him.
Ron and Fez, XM 202.
You don't have to be all paperwork honest and give your true facts. Photos of your bald spot, your fat yellow tummy. You can be Barney Armfellow, or Billy Cornflakes, or Myrmidon Budgie. What's the point of it being you anyway? MySpace I'm talking about. You already know all your own rubbish. Why not just make it up and get yourself listed? Nafty a crime into your invention. Add some buddies. Go to myspace.com/Ron and Fez Show.
Ron and Fez, XM 202.
It's the Ron and Fez Show, 866-RON-0-FEZ. That's 866-766-0339. Or you can always email us at ronandfez@aol.com.
That's what I'm going to do, email you, Fez.
You can just talk to me. You're right here.
Dear Fez.
Just want to remind you, Mr. B and Fez, that we have director Paul Rackman and writer Stephen Blush calling in at 2 o'clock. Just want to remind you about that.
Who are they?
Paul Rackman directed American Hardcore.
And what is that?
That's a documentary about...
Porn? Is it a porn director, Earl?
No, it is a documentary on the punk scene in the early to mid-'80s.
And what about it?
And how, it was just that.
No one paid attention to it?
No, it was actually very influential. It influenced
when?
It influenced the later period, the alternative movement of the 90s. Had a huge influence on that.
How do you figure that?
A lot of the bands like the Foo Fighters and Nirvana and Jane's Addiction, Red Hot Chili Peppers, even the Beastie Boys.
So even though these bands didn't make it, they influenced bands who did?
Yes, they were enormous influences on those bands of the 90s.
You know what this sounds like, Earl? You got a handle on it? And it sounds like Earl's Musical Corner is coming up.
Oh, very nice.
How's that sound to you, Earl?
I'm up for it. Let's do it.
Earl's Fast Musical Corner.
It'll be I can keep it brief, and yeah, I'm definitely up for it.
You ready to rock it?
Yo, let's rock it.
All right, it's a standout day for Earl. I love it, buddy. Hey, and that thing that Dr. Steve gave us, any cheese and crackers in there?
Oh, sure, there's definitely cheese and crackers.
I'm going to enjoy that during Earl's Musical Corner.
Okay.
I like a little iced tea or something and some cheese and crackers.
Okay, we can dig that up for you.
Yeah, that's a beautiful gift basket. I think there's a little bit of sausage in there, too, along with some cheese and crackers.
The only thing is no cigars. Not a single cigar. That's sad.
Doesn't really fit into a fruit basket, I don't think.
A fruit basket?
Fruit? I said fruit, no?
There's no fruit in that basket.
None at all.
It's a food basket.
It's a gift basket.
Right, but in the same way that they called all sodas Cokes in the South, you pretty much call anything that's food in a basket a fruit basket.
No, you don't.
Absolutely. In New Jersey, we do that, definitely.
Yes, in New Jersey. I'm talking about in civilization. You don't do it. Well, get me all set up nice for... bring it all in and let me take a look at it. What I'll be enjoying. I like a little something nice to drink, too. This is going to be wonderful. Earl's Musical Interview Corner is coming up here. And, Earl, what are you going to be talking about?
I'm going to talk about the film American Hardcore with directors Paul Rackman and Stephen Blush. Stephen Blush wrote the book, and Paul Rackman, who's directed a couple of videos, did a film on that book, pretty much, based on that book.
Yeah, it's going to be a good interview, huh?
I'm ready for it. Let's do it.
I can't wait for it.
I like the new attitude, too. Maybe every day we could have Earl's Musical Corner. Look at the Mets going crazy on TV, Fez. You got to feel for them. First time since the 80s.
Yeah, 18 years since they've won the NL East.
I think it's the toughest thing to do with sports is to win that kind of a thing. You know, when you get into the playoffs, anything can happen. But 162 games, that's a tough fucking road.
Especially, the way injuries can just end a season immediately. Like that, and it's amazing that a team can make it through to the other side.
You're just trying to find a place with me?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You don't have much further to go. Earl's Musical Corner is coming up. What do we have here, Dave? What are we looking at?
We're looking at a nice selection of, this is going to be good, pickled green asparagus.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what you'd like.
That's not the stuff with the E. coli all over it, is it?
No, that's spinach.
We have some oven-baked Italian toast that looks like has been dipped into Earl, because I know that
See, I don't like anything that's already been opened.
That's the crackers.
This has been opened, the cafe tea.
What are you opening up cafe tea for, Earl?
What, I drink tea.
You're fucking treating that as if it's the Earl basket. This has become his home, this place that we're in now. It's not just his musical corner, it's his home.
When Dr. Steve sent us a beautiful gift basket, to him it was like we
went
out and got groceries.
This looks great.
What is it?
Gourmet sesame water crackers, premium quality, and you could put a little bruschetta pomodoro topping on that. That looks out
There's
of
a nice
world.
cheese to go with it, though.
Well,
you got into the cheese? There should be cheese in there.
Mr. D over there might have been...
Earl, have you eaten the fucking cheesing?
Did the rat eat the cheese?
No, I'm strictly a cracker man.
Sourdough wine bites. I don't see any cheese, and I know the only one who's been feasting has been Earl, so maybe that's his big secret.
That's the sausage there, right?
Creme de Pirulini.
What?
Piruluini.
It's like having Charles de Gaulle in here.
I don't think... These are some fine olives, too. But we could easily go down and get some cheese.
Tommy, can you hear me? You're on the Ron and Fez show.
I can hear you loud and clearly.
Good.
How you doing? I got a question for Earl.
Tommy?
Earl never gives any... Hi, how you doing?
Tommy?
Hello? Yes, hello?
Tommy?
Hello?
Tommy, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Go ahead.
I got a question for Earl. He never gives any fucking credit to any bands like Pantera, who actually influenced a lot of the alternative and grunge bands. What do you think of that?
Why do you slight the metal boys, Earl, during your musical corner?
I'm not slighting the metal guys, but a lot of that scene came out of that hardcore scene, like late 70s, early 80s, even mid 80s. So,
what's your point?
You know, in Pantera, I'll give Pantera this. They pretty much saved metal as far as once grunge took over. They kind of kept that heavy metal sound alive and really kept it going, and really helped really.
No, don't lay it out for me. I don't want your fucking fingers on this, and I still don't see a nice cheese to go along.
The cheese got eaten.
Cheese got eaten.
And Ronnie, I can tell you this. There was cheese in that basket because there's a cheese knife with it.
Yeah.
So there was cheese in that basket, and someone has eaten the cheese out of it. Who moved my cheese?
I haven't had a fucking taste of this beautiful gift basket. Earl, you've turned this into your apartment. Your slight to fucking heavy metal is now a slight to me.
Why can't there be room for everyone in the musical corner?
I wanted this to be a nice, lovely meal.
The only thing that Earl left was cheese mix. Some sort of mix where you actually have to make the cheese yourself.
I don't know what fucking world you think I live in, Earl. But that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. This is going to be the worst Earl's musical corner ever.
It's going to be cheeseless, I know that.
Will, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hello, boy.
Yeah.
Hey, Ronnie, what do you think about Earl calling himself the Cracker Man? Earl, you better watch your fucking step, man. I don't go around calling myself fucking names, you know.
That's true.
White people are so scared of black people.
We're the crackers, Earl, not you. You cheese-eating bastard.
What? I like crackers.
You know what I'm going to do? Next time a cheese basket comes in, I'm going to put a fucking mousetrap on it. See Earl with it stuck across his nose. Oh, was that to the whole show or just to me and Fez?
That was to the whole show.
Bullshit.
That was to me and you. I saw the card.
What did it say?
It said to Ron and Fez.
He sent me an email saying you got a beautiful anniversary gift coming to everyone.
So you fucking dig it open before Fez and I even get to anything. Did you eat anything on you yet, Fez?
I had a butter cookie yesterday.
Son of a bitch, anymore?
I think they're gone.
Where are the rest of the butter cookies?
I don't see the rest of the butter cookies, and I know I didn't eat them all.
Oh, you're driving me crazy today, Earl. You cheese-eating prick. You're a fucking cheese-eating prick, you are.
The cheese is always the best part of these gift baskets.
Oh, absolutely. It's the fucking go-to. It's what it's known for.
It's the one thing that everybody's going to eat out of a gift basket.
Yeah, unless they're second behind Earl. Sorry, I'm not in here until 11 o'clock at night, cheesing it up. Rob, you're on Fez.
What's up, buddy? 276 checking in.
Hey, my brother.
Hoo-ah! Thank you. Ronnie, I got to take issue with you.
Good.
You said that because those bands never made it, how could they have influenced anybody?
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. The Pixies never made it, and neither did the Velvet Underground, but they influenced everybody.
The Pixies made it, and the Velvet Underground made it. Those fucking albums are still being sold. I don't see kids picking up Circle Jerks albums. Excuse me. I don't think Husker Du is still selling out joints. Is that who you're talking about? What are the bands you're talking about here, Earl?
Well, I'm talking like mainstream bands.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, out of any of them, it's Black Flag probably is the one that made it the biggest.
Black Flag, Bad Brains, Cro-Mags, Husker Du came out of that sound. Trying to think off the top. Even like a band like the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, their roots came from that scene also.
You're out of your mind. They were not around in the early 80s playing with that.
Yeah, Dickie Barrett's in the film talking.
What's that got to do with anything? I could be in that fucking film. It doesn't mean that I was part of the early 80s hardcore scene. It's insane to say. You tell me the fucking Mighty Mighty Boss Tones were around in 82.
I didn't say 82. It was like 84, 85 or so.
Mighty Mighty Boss Tones were around in 84. Fucking playing the punk scene.
Yes, they were part of that scene.
You falling for this, Fez? When did they fucking break? 98?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yes, but again, they're quoted very heavily in this film.
Don't make it true. Try to get to the bottom of that.
Okay.
What am I going to do while you're doing all this? Where's my cheese? And I noticed I didn't get him a beverage either. Dave, this is falling apart on me.
He's coming.
And Earl, at least 3 times during this interview, I want you to mention that it's Earl's Musical Corner.
Yes, I'm very excited about it.
I don't care what you're excited about. That's not what I'm saying. I want the quote in there.
Yes, Earl's Musical Corner on the Ron and Fez show.
No, don't even mention Ron and Fez. Brought to you by Dr. Steve's Cheeseless Gift Baskets. That's got to be mentioned twice as a sponsor. Can you pull that off?
You always have to plug the sponsor, Earl.
Yeah, Earl.
Well, I will definitely mention the sponsor, too.
What's the name of the sponsor?
Dr. Steve's Cheeseless Basket.
Gift basket.
Gift basket, I'm sorry.
Cheeseless basket. Any basket would be cheeseless. That's like saying the NBA. Have cheeseless baskets. All right, what's the main thing you're going to work on in this? The Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, you claim were big in 82.
Well, I didn't say they were big. They were definitely part of that scene.
Oh, jeez, he's driving me crazy now, the backpedaling bastard.
I swear you'd think he was in court.
All right, don't worry about background music, Earl, till we got it here. You're going to be fine with that. All right, ready? The folks are on. Do you know who you're talking to?
Talking with director Paul Rackman and Stephen Blush.
All right, I'm going to go to him now.
Hi, this is Earl's Musical Corner with your host, Earl Douglas. And on the phone we have Paul Rackman and Stephen Blush of the film American Hardcore, which will open in New York this Friday and in L.A. on September 29th. You can go to their website at sonyclassics.com/American Hardcore. Paul, Steve, welcome to Earl's Musical Corner.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, we're psyched to be here.
Congratulations on the film. And basically, Stephen, what led you to write the book? And Paul, what led you to direct the film and make this film?
Well, I had been part of, both of us had been part of this subculture, and it was kind of an all-consuming lifestyle. It wasn't just like you listened to these songs. It was like a whole way of life. And we had all left this in the mid-'80s, and like a decade later, I had realized how much this had played into becoming the man that I am today, and it was largely about recapturing that life path of what got me to where I am and how important this crazy music scene I was a part of had made me the person that I am.
Yeah, I mean, I picked up a Super 8 film camera because of my exposure to hardcore. I was in college in Boston, and I just didn't fit into the whole college environment. New wave was going on, and that was this kind of phony marriage of punk and disco, and you went to dance to that music, and I didn't want any part of that. And I went to my first hardcore show in Boston in early 1980 and just saw these kids from the suburbs with this visceral, angry message and dissonant sound, and it just hit me in my gut and my skin. And that's where I belonged, and it changed my life. I became a filmmaker really because of that.
We were fans of the original punk rock, and we loved the Sex Pistols and the Clash and all those bands, but we were young. You guys there?
So there was this whole real subculture going on in the midst of new wave and in the midst of really like the back end of disco that you guys really tapped into. I mean, how did you guys secure some of these interviews? Because I noticed that HR from the Bad Brains is in this film.
Yeah,
And he's really
well, I had directed a lot of the very early Bad Brain videos. The Bad Brains changed my life a second time. So I'd worked with those guys, and I was lucky enough to track him down. I hadn't talked to him in 7 or 8 and maybe 9 years, and I got him on a really good day, and he was really clear. And he remembered stuff from the era I wanted to talk about, which were the early days in D.C. Whoever Steven didn't know, I knew. Whoever I didn't know, Steven knew. And if people didn't know us, they knew somebody who knew us from back then. And our interviews were really these conversations. They weren't like question and answers. We went back and got, the movie is this story, by them. It's in their own words. There's no narrator explaining anything. The story is culled from their own personal lives, and it's conveyed in the movie that way, and it's mixed in with really intense old footage and this raging music, and it works.
I mean, yeah, this is a rock film, sure, but it really isn't a rock film at all. American Hardcore is a testament to the power of youth. It's about what kids can do when they put their minds to it. And we weren't rich, we weren't particularly smart or good looking or any of the typical trappings of rock music, but what we did have was this incredible sense of community.
Yeah, one of the things I noticed in the film was that even though there wasn't like a big national scene around the country, everyone seemed to know about the other bands or hooked up with the other bands. How did that really kind of come together? Was it just word of mouth? Was it, just from traveling?
I mean, I think that you had this synchronicity going on in the early 80s where you had, this kind of radical youth with this new sound. You had Ronald Reagan, just elected president, trying to turn the clock back and kind of, reintroducing 1950s America. And that just seemed so phony. We wanted no part of that. It was like, screw that. So at the same time, you had this very receptive, intense audience that were dedicated to this underground movement and so desperately wanted to be part of it. And their way of being part of it was making fanzines and photocopying them and going to shows and handing them out and getting them to the next town and mailing them and calling people on pay phones. I mean, there was no internet. There was none of that. So there was the synchronicity of those three elements that just happened at that point in history, and it was very, very strong. It was this tidal wave that swept the country, but it was underground.
We're talking with director Paul Rackman and writer Stephen Blush. This is Earl's Musical Corner. Their film American Hardcore is opening this Friday in New York, in L.A. on September 29th, and it'll roll out in select theaters in October. That's brought to you by Dr. Steve's Cheeseless Gift Basket. Guys, some of the heroes that really emerged from this film, guys like SST Records, got bands like the Bad Brains. Was that one of the intentions of this film, is to kind of bring forward some of these artists and some of these really behind the scenes guys that really help bring the scene to the forefront? This
is a true lost chapter of music history. If you ever see a history of rock and roll series like they have on PBS or the BBC, they're really great, and they take you through the history of blues and to Elvis and the 60s and the hippies and punk, and then it goes straight to Nirvana as if none of this had ever happened. We were not the baby boomers. We were not Generation X. We were this other thing, and it was about recapturing it. And this stuff had never been documented. Black Flag was not on MTV. Rolling Stone did not write about them. It was that kind of a world, and it was about telling the story of how we got here. I mean, when we were kids, the big bands were like Styx and Journey and Loverboy. Today, the bands, you look at music, it's stage diving and slam dancing and independent labels and independent touring networks, and that's all the legacy of Black Flag and SST Records and Discord Records and Minor Threat and on, and that's what our film tries to capture.
Yeah, and a lot of those bands, like Nirvana and the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Jane's Addiction, they'll openly acknowledge a lot of these bands as their influences.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the whole grunge movement that I later took part of as a music video director was totally connected to hardcore. It's definitely the missing link. We were this kind of lost generation that slipped through the cracks. We came in between the end of the Carter years when America was seen as this kind of economic and political failure, and in between all these new economic ideas that Reagan had that didn't kick in until the late 80s. So we missed out on both those things, So, it was this missing, forgotten link that was so influential, but because it had never sold out, because it stayed underground, it was unacknowledged. And this film is these people's story in their own words. And a lot of people have this romantic notion of what it might have been. It was so cool back then to go see Black Flag and Minor Threat. Cool was the wrong word. That was a hippie word. It was not cool. It was hard, it was intense, and I think this film really shows that.
One of the things that is amazing about the movie is a lot of the footage. Was this a lot of your own personal footage, or did you cull a lot of it from the bands themselves?
Yeah, there's a bunch of my footage from the early days, but we did find a lot of footage, through asking people who might have some. There was always like a kid at a show with a camera in the back of the room, but we were lucky enough to find a lot of footage from like 80, 81, 82, and 83, which was hard. This was also the dawn of the music video, of the home video revolution. So, in the latter years, there's a lot of footage. But, literally, this is like VHS footage that was in a shoebox in somebody's closet, as Steve describes it.
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff you're seeing there is literally secondhand VHS. There's one tape where there was like an episode of Star Trek recorded over the middle of it. But, we found that 30 seconds it worked. And that speaks to this music. I mean, that we could... we didn't try to pretty it up. We just kind of kept it how it was, because that's the kind of world it was. These shows did not take place in elaborate concert halls. They took place in church basements and VFW halls in people's backyards. And there is a romanticism about it, but like Paul just said before, there was nothing cool or romantic about it. It was tough.
That world was not beautifully lit, and it was not beautifully mixed, and that's the way this too.
Yeah, there's definitely a real DIY approach to it. We're talking with Paul Rackman and writer Stephen Blush from the film American Hardcore, which will open this Friday in New York, and it will open in L.A. on September 29th and roll out everywhere else in October. What's next for you guys? Do you want to try to expand on the project, trying to kind of catch up on what the hardcore scene is like today, or is that feeling from the mid-'80s, is that over?
Well, a revolution can't happen twice. So if people do describe it as a revolution or this intense movement, it happened, and that fizzled. There's a lot of new stuff happening. I personally, Stephen and I are talking about finding other documentary subjects, but they need to be visceral and as energetic as hardcore. I'll probably go back and make a narrative film next again, and keep searching for a great subject to do with Stephen. And Stephen is continuing to write.
Yeah, I mean, I'm continuing my book writing career. I have a book coming out on the history of New York rock, and at Christmas I have a book on hair metal, which should totally kill my entire punk credibility overnight.
The film is American Hardcore, which will open in New York this Friday, and in L.A. on September 29th. You can go to sonyclassics.com/American Hardcore. Paul, Stephen, thank you very much for appearing on Earl's Corner, which was sponsored by Dr. Steve's Cheeseless Gift Basket. Good luck with the film, guys.
Thanks a lot, Earl.
It was a pleasure.
All right, take care. Wow.
Why didn't you get to the bottom of the Boston's things, Earl?
I was a little distracted.
Why?
There was just a lot of things going on around me.
So were the Boston's part of that whole scene or not? That's the big question.
Yes, I mean, they were part of that scene, the later part of it, but not necessarily that
What
first...
year?
Oh, late 80s, 84, 85.
That's mid.
Yes, it's not mid... Yeah, mid-'80s, not necessarily early 80s.
Where are you on this, Fez?
I would say no, they weren't.
Why didn't you ask him? You had the guys there. That was the whole point of the interview.
No, there was with all the music going on, I was a little bit distracted.
Yeah, well, They didn't seem like it happened to them. Like it was bothering them. They loved it.
And it is a musical corner. You're going to expect some music in it. I know the listeners are.
You've been painted into the musical corner. All right, here's Mikey Boy. Mikey Boy, how you doing, pal?
Hey.
Oh, jeez. Baby love.
Yeah, sorry.
How you doing, pal?
Good, doing all right. I wanted to back up Earl somewhat on the Boston thing. They definitely were around the 80s, and I checked on Wikipedia, and 1985 was their recorded debut.
All right, so 85.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff, Mikey Boy.
Bye.
See you later. That's the real producer of the show. That's the real producer of the show, Earl. You don't hear him playing crazy music during his musical corner.
That wasn't, well, yeah, it was kind of crazy to play.
It's your musical corner.
Yes.
If you want mariachi and circus music and the Notre Dame fight song in there, I guess it's up to you.
Here's the first thing I would ask, Earl, if I was in your position. Don't you find the hardcore scene kind of homoerotic? I mean, there's music for guys, by guys. Everyone's got their shirts off. Everyone's jumping on top of each other. That's somewhat homoerotic.
Yeah, there is a high level of homoeroticism, and everyone's enjoying it too. Everyone's banging into each other, beating the snot out of each other.
Would you say the same thing about metal music?
Not so much with metal, because chicks are really into metal.
I don't think so. I mean real fucking, like speed metal.
Oh,
not what you consider metal, Cinderella. I'm talking about real fucking metal.
Oh,
I think it's somewhat homoerotic.
Yeah, the speed metal, that is pure male aggression. There's nothing really female or feminine about it at all.
What about a mosh pit? Homoerotic?
Extremely homoerotic. I never got into the mosh pit.
Ron, Fez, what's your name?
Fez, you probably have a better feed on this than anybody.
I would say, yeah, totally homoerotic. It's a chance to go out there and just lay your body up against another guy's.
Yeah.
It's a free pass. It's like I can pull off my shirt and get sweaty with a bunch of other guys.
That's why, like, when fucking guys get mad, like, oh, that's fucking chick music. I'm like, yes, there's fucking chicks around. Not fucking things that 5 guys in a fucking circle all fucking slapping their heads back and forth against each other. That's odd to me.
Wishing it was their dicks.
Good point, Fuzzy. Got a hell of a point there.
Thank you.
I wish that would have came up during the musical corner. And Earl, you need hipper music on the musical corner. When you got the fucking hop on the gill, I was completely grossed out. Charlie, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, buddies?
Yeah.
Guys, I just wanted to know if maybe you guys could let us know in advance when Earl's Corner is coming up again, because I could change the fucking channel. Holy Christ.
Yeah, he's
terrible.
Yeah, it was kind of bad, but I thought you did okay, Earl.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Danielle, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Hey, buddy girl.
I just wanted to say I think Lene does a better job on her musical Saturday morning than Earl in his corner.
By the way, she also now has clothes available. Merchandise, if you will.
I had no idea she had gear.
Yeah, you didn't get the email?
No, I didn't.
You seem to be on the out right now with the D's. You know, we haven't talked to them at all since the Poison fiasco.
When Mikey D had a fit because he didn't get his Poison tickets and backstage passes.
Well, if any of you guys like metal music or punk, Earl's calling you gay. On Earl's Musical Corner. I think you need a hipper name than that, too, Earl.
You don't like Earl's Musical Corner too much? Or is just...
A little stupid. The music is a little stupid. It's uncomfortable for me.
Why'd you play the Hulk Hogan theme?
That one I liked, because that is punk. Talk about homoerotic, the wrestling scene. Jay, you're on Ron and Fez.
Buddies! Hey, I just wanted to say, Earl, there's other hardcore bands other than Bad Brains. We get it. You like the black rock. We get it.
Why is that the only thing you brought up was Bad Brains, Earl?
No, because they were featured very prominently in this film, and they're really given a lot of credit for really bringing melody, bringing musicianship to the hardcore scene. And again, that was the one band in this film that was really singled out, other than Black Flag.
So what's your point?
Oh, Bad Brains, I would say the greatest hardcore band of all time. And
because
one
they're
of
black?
No, not necessarily because they're black, but it's just the whole package. They have amazing.
What happened to him? He's saying the guy is like fucking crazy now?
He's schizophrenic, so he'll have.
Is that right?
He'll have episodes. He's been arrested 1 million times. The last big record contract they had, they were on Madonna's label. They lost their deal when, during the show, he hit a couple of people over the head with a mic stand and got arrested.
I thought that was the whole point of hardcore.
No, this was just a flat-out assault. They put a couple of guys in the hospital.
Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, hey, you were saying that this whole mosh pit was homoerotic. I disagree. I mean, big time. It was a great way for me to kick the shit out of other people that I didn't like, So that's just the way I thought it. I never really thought of rubbing against sweaty bodies. I mean, I always wore, my plaid shirt with chains and everything.
Right, and you're just like thinking to yourself, God, I'm punching him so hard, I wish I could just hop on his back, start humping.
No, I never hopped on anybody's back. A great way for me to just, basically charge him and run into him.
Yeah, just dick to dick, balls to balls, just pushing and shoving.
No, my dick stayed in my pants. That's the thing. I mean,
right.
And
then you get home and jack off thinking about it.
But I mean, look at it. You like it rough with other guys in the mosh pit.
Oh, that's nasty. No,
it's kind of.
Isn't that true?
I'm kind of seeing it Fez's way.
It's not true. I didn't go home and jerk off. I'd go out and drink with my buddies after that. Underage drinking.
Hoping to get them drunk.
Have a cigarette.
No, never smoked. Actually, I never smoked. But, actually my favorite band was always Exploited. I mean, I liked Exploited. And Ron, I got to call you out. Husker Du broke up. You were saying, they're probably not selling many tickets, but they broke up in the late 80s, early 90s.
No, every band breaks up, but I'm saying there's no pull for them to get back together. The Pixies broke up. They got back together. When there's money, everybody comes back together. Earl, you got to defend your fucking positions here in the musical corner. This isn't me and Fez calling people gay. It's you.
Well, there's definitely a big layer of homoeroticism. Just hot, sweaty guys rubbing against each other and banging across each other. I don't know. I just was never into that at all.
Odd. Tom, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, a couple things, Ronnie. Number one, he's lying about this thing about being distracted. He's got no balls to ask the guys the questions about the mighty, mighty Boston.
He didn't have the balls.
No balls. And then number two, he's jumping on everything you say. When you start asking him about grunge and hardcore and mosh pits, yes, Ronnie, yes, Ronnie, yes, Ronnie.
I know.
Every
enough.
2 seconds.
The fucking Mockingbird.
Absolutely, Ronnie. Mahabo.
Peace. I don't want a yes man here, Earl. I want a guy who's ready to run the musical corner.
I'm that man, Ronnie.
You have the agreement, Fez.
Yeah. And in this musical corner, Black Earl.
Let me go to a legendary comedian / actor, Fez. Let's talk to Mr. Jay Moore. How you doing, Jay?
I'll run the musical corner.
There you go. Jay.
I'll ask all the tough questions.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind having it.
I got to tell you, it could be called Black Fag. And I never thought I would defend. I've learned a lot about Earl listening to you guys obsessively like a stalker. Whenever Earl lies, he says no before he says anything else.
It's true. That's one of his tells.
I'm not talking to you, Tappy. Let me finish.
You can talk to me.
Why can't you and Tappy get along, Jay?
Because we both picked the Dolphins to go to the Super Bowl because we're both fucking idiots.
0-2. 0-2.
Well, I think every week, Fezzy and I, we should put our picks up against each other like in a loser-leave town match.
If Fez is on a streak right now, that's got to be 11 straight weeks losing if we go into last year.
Yeah, I would have to leave the planet. I would be out of places to have to leave in lose or leave town.
What? Well, let's figure out next. We'll pick 3 games each for our locks, and then we'll do, I don't know if you want, and we could do something for charity, or we could just, the loser buys Ronnie's fucking lunches for a week.
Sounds good.
Because Fez,
yeah.
He's fucking starving.
I am starving.
Let me tell you this. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I gotta tell you this. Any one of these faggots that fucking call up and want to undermine the importance of Bad Brains can fucking answer to me.
I like the angle.
Hear that?
I like the angle you're taking.
Bad Brains, they're not black, they're Jewish.
Like there's a difference. My father always saying there's not a single difference.
Zion, this one here is a must. Bad Brains come down my selector HR.
Earl.
Bad Brains is the most important fucking hardcore band. All those other ones were fucking Orange County rich cocksuckers that learned how to play in eights and fucking scream into a mic. Bad Brains is where it's at. Terry Farrell of Jane's Addiction said Jane's Addiction is a cross between Count Basie and Bad Brains. That's all you need to know about Bad Brains.
Now, Earl, this is the kind of insight we're looking for in the musical corner.
Yes, I can give that insight, definitely. I mean, they were jazz fusionists before they became a hardcore band.
Too late. You repeating what you heard Jay said is not running the show.
Let me get
Bad Brains was so important. Bad Brains was so important. Rick Ocasek quit the fucking Cars to produce their album. He said, "You guys are fucking homos. I'm going to get with these DC hardcore guys. Nobody respects them. Maybe if I put some Rick Ocasek money down their throats, they'll get some play." And on Eye Against Eye, the song Sacred Love, that's not a vocal effect. They recorded that song over the phone when HR was in jail.
Where are you with this, Earl?
It's a fucking mess.
I heard none of this in the corner.
Black fact. Hey, I called Opie and Anthony Monday morning.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, this will be on Whackbag in 18 seconds. Watch. I swear to God, I called up because I was working nights. I'm on my way home from work. I go, holy shit, it's 5:30 in the morning. I can actually call these guys and talk to them. They're my friends, and I'm awake. I'm on my way home from work. So you put on hold, and then they talked about the ONA traveling virus for like 4 minutes and said, okay, we got to take a break. And then I was home in my driveway, and I had to hang up and go to sleep.
You're on the outs, my friend.
No, I'm not on the outs. They got to do their commercials and their merchandise and their things.
You are on the outs.
Ronnie, how could you say that?
You never want to change radio girlfriends in this world. I know how it works.
Well, then, you know what, Ronnie?
Yeah.
That really fucking hurts, man.
I know. I've seen it happen before, Fez.
Bad Brains is the most important.
More often than not.
All right, Fez, you want to go head-to-head and we figure out something with Ronnie?
Let's do it Friday.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, I love you.
Tree games. All right, talk to you then.
Bad Brains.
Hold on, wait. Ant's on the phone. Furious. Hey, Anthony, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, where's Jay?
He just hung up, but I'm sure...
Son of a bitch, that lion sack of shit.
I'm sure he's sitting right back next to his radio with his head up against it.
Hey, I heard him while he was saying, I called O&A the other morning. I was dialing the phone because I knew where that was going to go. We see Jay's name up there, and then it's gone in like 2 minutes. The guy's gone. We're ready to pick him up. We were in the middle of, plugging the virus thing. You know how that goes. But he hung up, like, immediately. We were ready to pick up his phone call, and it was like, where'd Jay go? Oh, he hung up.
He thinks that you're mad at him because he's been sniffing around me and Fez every day, getting a little fucking, getting his little comedy joint off.
No one cares if you guys get sniffed. You love when you get sniffed.
And it is every day.
We're stealing your A guest off you.
I just knew he was lying.
Next,
you're a lying sack of shit.
And next you're going to see me hanging around with Letterman, trying to fucking pull him over to the dark side.
Now you start I call him Dave.
Oh, is that right?
If you start that, then there might be a problem.
No, I saw him ready to kiss you at the end of that. So you're saying this is all, here's the thing. Jay, as you know, he's got to take that Klonopin every day. There's a paranoia problem at all times.
I know, and he's got the attention span of a goldfish.
Yeah,
so
it does.
On hold.
Yeah.
And, he's on hold for a couple of minutes, and he thinks it's hours.
Yeah.
He's got no concept of time.
Do me a favor.
It's like somebody's dog at home, when you leave and you're gone for like 10 hours and you come back and they're all happy to see you, or you leave to just get the mail and you come back and they're just as happy.
You seem like you're a little. You seem like you're a little mad. We stole Jay. I'd like you to please take Earl's musical corner. It is.
Oh, really?
Fair trade up.
Yeah.
It's not a fair trade.
It's ready and available.
I don't know. I will take whatever is growing in Earl's head. Has he checked that out?
Earl, when are they going to take the pictures inside your head?
I see a neurologist on Friday.
neurologist on Friday because all I heard was what was happening with him, and I'm going, I hope he's just not, going home and treating this like a cold or something. What's he? He's fainting.
He's fainting.
He's getting splitting headaches.
Right.
Disoriented.
Those aren't classic signs of a brain tumor. No.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
hey, tell Scott so. We got any messages from Scott so? I know. I'll figure something out before it's go time.
I'm going to tell you right now, I would like to put together a nice memorial service for Earl.
That'd be nice, and it would be good to consult him before it, because no one ever gets the chance to really plan out what they once said about them. So,
can you send someone from your show to be there?
Absolutely. I think there's one of the new interns, the guy that wears his hat sideways, that I don't know his name because I don't know any of their names.
If we can get Big Cab to come by and do interviews, that would be great, too.
And a signing.
All right. See, you're the thinking guy.
Yeah.
You are the brains of the outfit because I didn't even think of that. Sure, you could do interviews with the bereaved.
All right, and let's settle this thing. We got Jay back on the phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Anthony.
Jay.
Hi, Peaches.
Are you insane, my friend?
But first of all, I'm not a liar. Nothing I said was untrue.
I didn't call you a liar. I said you were a lying.
You said
liar. I said you were a lying sack of shit.
Well, what's the
right? No, I said well, you were saying that we went to break without going to you. But you had hung up before we went to break. We were ready to pick up your call after we got done plugging the tour. We were going to go right to Jay Moore. And we look over, where's Jay? He's gone.
While I was on hold, Opie said, all right, we got to go to break. We really got to go to break. And then he said, O&A traveling virus, Cleveland, coming to a town near you. Well, not really, just one town left. It's the O&A traveling virus. And it was like, it just turned into like a commercial. And I was like, well, and I realized you were on CBS. You have to hit your brakes. And at that point, I'm in my driveway and I'm falling asleep at the wheel because I'm not used to working nights.
We were gonna pick you up.
And then Ope said, was that Jay Moore? Have him call back. We'll get him after the break if that was really Jay Moore.
The only reason I'm calling Ron and Fez is to talk to Jay Moore because I missed.
Did I lie, Anthony? Did I lie?
About what? Us going to break?
About what you said when you called Ron and Fez to call me a liar. Did I lie? Was I a liar? Was I a lying sack of shit? Tell the truth.
I did that just to hurt you so you'd call back.
All right, what you're saying is this, Jay, when O&A, when they were off the air and all, you stayed close. Now that they're back on, they've got this huge show. All these Johnny-come-lately comics are coming around fucking just waiting for crumbs to fall off of O&A so they can shove them in their mouth. And who's got time for Jay Moore?
Johnny.
Well, you crystallized my thoughts clumsily. I would say more, they're just on when I'm sleeping. There's a much more concise way to put it.
So you got your feelings hurt?
No. I love the boys, and I'll throw for them.
Please call us, and we will, with love, take your call, Jay.
Don't make me pick which parent. Don't make me pick what parent I want to live with.
See? Now he's playing the divorced kid, divorced parent game.
I'm just trying to beat everyone at whack bag to their own posts.
Ron and Fez put me on whenever I want, no waiting.
Well,
you guys put me on whenever I want. I'm just never awake. I mean, I said I was like falling asleep in my driveway. I'd finished a 15-hour day. It's 5:30 in the morning, and I go, "Oh, I'm on hold. That's cool. And then I get in my driveway, and I'm like, "What the fuck am I doing sitting here? I could be inside sleeping next to Cox."
Make our show sound very exciting, Jay.
Anthony,
the show is very exciting when you're doing your show and not telling me what websites and T-shirts to do.
Oh boy, here we go.
Jeez, I hate when anyone does that. Anthony,
sell out. I bought in.
Who are these comics around you? You're like Elvis right now with Charlie Hodge and Red.
How old are you?
We can't even fucking get. We can't even get to you anymore. You're just surrounded by these people.
I know. One of these days we're just going to have to go fishing, me and you.
Yeah, it's like the old days.
Oh, that'd be nice.
All right.
Tappy. Let me get out of here. Jay,
quit calling me Tappy.
Well, Tappy, if there's ever a conversation you're not a part of, it's this one. This is a Ron, Anthony, Jay Moore extravaganza.
It is true. This is about the three of us, the old days, the fucking three amigos.
I'm sure
me and fucking Ron Diaz.
Yes.
Make an acronym of that.
Jar.
I was going for Raj. Make it a Pakistani thing. All right, boys.
All
We
right,
both love
Jay.
each other. Everything's good.
Jay, we'll pick you right up.
All right.
I love you. Always pick me right up. It's just you had to go to break. I understand it's on CBS. You have to hit the post.
All right, now you're crawling. Now it's fucking pathetic.
You know
I'm crawling. You're fucking crawling.
All right, that's not a comeback. That's crazy talk.
Doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
I just saw that goddamn movie you made there with that Jennifer Aniston years ago the other day because it's a chick flick and
Yeah.
I wait.
Adorable.
Yeah, that was nice.
One of the best acting jobs I've ever seen Jay Moore do because I know what he's really like.
And this fall.
When I had to act like I liked that twat.
You were the name of the movie was World's Nicest Guy, but you don't even know it. You don't even know how nice he
I
is.
don't even know.
All right, boys.
All right, there, bud.
Anthony, I love you, sir.
Oh, jeez.
I love you, Jay. We'll
ban him.
My favorite boys, Ron and Fez.
All right, my friend.
I love you both.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
Oh, good. We got a lot to shut up, Fez.
All right. Bye-bye.
And Ron. I love Ron, too.
Yeah, sure. Stay out of it, Tappy.
That nickname hurts.
Well, your foot is tapping through the whole fucking show. It's driving everybody crazy. Boy, there's two guys. It's talk about man love. They're crazy about each other.
Well, hopefully that gets settled. So I'll be making football picks against Jay Moore this Friday.
Please.
If he remembers.
No more of your picks. You'll be sitting here with your 3 picks and nothing. No,
just waiting at the door.
No phone call. It's like when you thought that your dad was taking you to the ball game like an idiot. You got your fucking glove on and your hat, staring at the front door.
Earl, has he called?
Honey, you know your dad works a lot, and he loves you very much. Sometimes he works so hard he has to drink after.
And we'll see what happens Friday.
You know what's going to happen. You'll have nothing. Are these going to be pro picks or college?
I think pro.
You're going to dump the college thing? Give that over to Eastside Dave. Eastside Dave, you're my new college guy.
Thank you, Mr. B. I have been researching. I've been looking at all the spreads. I'm very excited. You're going to have a fun lock on Friday.
Oh, you bought a paper.
25 cents.
What'd you get, the Post?
That's right.
The Suburban Crew.
I don't pay for that 50-cent Daily News thing. They're the same paper. Why am I going to spend an extra 2 bits?
Same paper. Far from the same paper.
Fuck the news.
Watch the language, please. You know, just because we can work blue doesn't mean that we have to. That's just suggested. That's why you don't hear me curse on the show. You don't hear Tappy curse. This show is more about the content. Earl's Musical Corner. Tappy's Picks.
It's not Tappy's
Look
picks.
at your fucking leg going right now, like a chihuahua. What are you nervous about?
I don't know. I'm holding them still. I'm doing my best. A lot of times I don't notice that they're tapping.
If you fucking hold on to both your knees, your dick starts going up and down real fucking crazy.
Something's got to move.
Oh, that's disgusting. That is disgusting. Well, at least we got Jay and Ant back together.
Yeah, something good came out of it.
Yeah.
And that guy got his phone back.
What guy? Oh, yeah, when I heroically gave a man his phone back. How did he look? Like the nicest thing in the world ever happened to him?
He looked like he was still in a lot of pain from whatever hurt his leg to put him on crutches.
I never thought I was going to end up being a hero.
Yeah.
Can't believe I ended up being a hero.
I would have thought along those same lines.
I don't want to make a big deal about this, but returning that phone to that guy today and seeing his face made me feel like 10 times the hero any of those 9/11 firemen were. What I'd like to do is a fucking show next year, same date, remembering where you were when I returned that guy's phone.
September 19th?
Yeah, 11/19, when it all started to come down. September 19th.
Your TiVo alert for tonight. New shows debuting. Smith with Ray Liotta at 10 p.m. on CBS, where he's the master thief.
Yeah, I might give that one a watch. What do you think? I'd rather watch real shows than guys being voted off of things. Did you watch that show last night, the Studio 60?
Yeah, I watched Studio 60.
What'd you think? Give me a Tappy review.
I loved it. I really liked it. And my thing was, going into this, I said, watching Chandler Bing and the guy from the West Wing, I'm only going to be able to see them as Chandler Bing and West Wing guy.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed them. I thought they both did great in it. I really enjoyed that show.
It was a beautiful review you gave us.
Yeah, so believable is what I'll review it with. And yeah, I'll be checking it out next Monday, too. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the behind-the-scenes look at their fake show.
Earl, we got anything else we need to plug today?
Well, we have guests tomorrow.
Who we got tomorrow?
We have ECW head Paul Heyman will be stopping in. Talk about his new book, The Rise and Fall of ECW.
You guys want to just yell EC Dub when he comes in the whole time?
We can yell EC Dub, holy shit.
You fucked up.
Are you talking to me that way?
No, not you.
Is that it, Big Earl?
No,
Is today today? You stepping up? I'll love to see it if today's the day.
That's a frequent ECW chant whenever they blow a maneuver.
What do you say? I just blew a maneuver?
No, not at all.
Seems that way. Let me go to Charlie. Charlie, you're on Ron and Fez. Hey, Charlie, go ahead, pal.
Yeah, buddy. There's a cure for Tappy's tapping. A little cowbell, maybe.
Oh, man! Oh,
look at your leg right now.
It's not moving.
Thank you.
And there's a lot of pain.
Sounds like I'm a hero again. Maybe that should be our new out song, Earl. Instead of that stupid Satellite of Love that I hate, it's Hero. Or as it's now called, Hero, parentheses, Ronnie's theme.
You hit someone with a cowbell. I don't think that makes you a hero.
I cured your tapping foot. I returned a phone. And I believe I returned a smile to a nation's face. Kids, I know when you look at me, you think, how does he do it? He achieved something most people couldn't.
Don't have to be afraid of what you are.
Hit a nervous guy with a cowbell.
Among other things. I saved a woman from being raped and murdered.
Oh.
Well, at least murdered. She still got raped. But I did it. Like a hero. You could be a hero too, Fez. You know what you gotta believe in?
No, what?
Yourself. Find the Bennington inside of you. The hero. Inside of you.
Well, I believe I could return other people's property.
I once saved a guy's life during a bad coke deal.
How'd you do that?
Let's just say I had a gun up to his head. Was just getting ready to pull the trigger. But then I remembered. I'm a hero. I pulled the gun back and saved that mutt's life. It was unbelievable.
But you were the one endangering it.
Yep. And then I saved him. You know, Superman's a cartoon, Fezzy, but Ronnie B is real. Everybody can look up to me. You little colored kids, you Jews. I don't even care if the Ricans look up to me.
I don't want everyone throwing cowbells.
I don't even know what that means, Stappy. I see it starting back up again.
Name's Fez.
The point is this. You kids have somebody to look up to now. Somebody will teach you how to make it through life. Teach you how to treat women. You little faggots can put up posters of me if you want to. Try to live like me. This girl does have a good voice, Earl.
Yeah, there's no doubt she can sing. She can sing her ass off.
What she's thinking about. Ronnie B's theme. That drives me crazy. The hero's leaving, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be gone. But when most needed, I'll be back.
Noon tomorrow in the east, 9 a.m. in the west.
Goodbye now.
There goes a hero.
There goes your hero.
Ron Bennington, hero.
That's the end of my show.
Ron Bennington, Fez Watley, The Ron and Fez Show. XM 202.